Hello, everyone. Good day, and welcome once again to the Delali Network, our Q&A session. This is the third session since we began our Q&A, and today we are dedicating our time to talk about the Canada study permit or the study visa application. We are going to take you through the practical process, how to create your account, how to upload the necessary documents, how to fill the questionnaires they are going to ask you, and how to submit a successful application. During the process, we'll also be taking questions from our listeners and our viewers. So we are just about to begin now, and I am here with my main guest. I'll give him the opportunity to introduce himself. So, my good brother, you can introduce yourself to our listeners and our followers.
Hi everyone. My name is Michael Shealtiel, and I'm glad to be here. I'm a current master's student at Concordia University, pursuing masters in economics in Canada.
Okay. And very soon you'll be moving to Dalhousie University to pursue a master's in public administration, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay. So please, if you just joined us, I don't want a lot of people to miss this. We have about 15 people watching us now. If you can share the link and invite a lot of people to join. We are streaming on Twitter, that is X. We are streaming on Facebook, the Delali Network, and we are streaming on YouTube, the Delali Network. So share the link and invite everyone to join. Okay, so Shiton,
Yeah.
looking at the denial rate currently, do you think it's still worth it for people to pursue this Canada study visa route, like coming to study here, looking at a whole lot of unfair rejections? What do you have to say about that?
Well, um, since they have not blocked the country or they have not said no, nobody can apply to come and study in Canada, I still encourage people to apply, even though there are a lot of denials, but still people are still getting approved. Yes, just put in the good work. I mean, try your possible best, and you can add any of your objects of worship. Pray to the object of worship, whether you are Christian, Muslim, traditionalist, Buddhist, Judaism, whatever you believe in. Pray to that object of worship, and tell that individual, I'm doing this, and that. I'm putting a maximum best, and I would like you to, like, I'll be glad if I get approved. Okay, so do your maximum best, and you can add your prayers to it.
Okay. So, looking at this period now, let's say I hold an admission letter for any DLI, that's any designated learning institution, that is either a college or a university in Canada. What are some of the documents that I need to gather in order to start my visa process successfully before we even come to the practical side? If you can touch on some of the documents that one will need before we get to the practical aspect, then you still explain into details whilst we are doing everything.
Okay, so what did you say you have your admission letter ready with you?
Yes, let's say you've gained admission, but you're confused. You're a newbie, you don't know what to do concerning the visa application process. But you
Okay.
want to gather documents before you start because you surely need documents. So, what are some of the documents that prospective applicants should be looking at in order to apply for their study permit or their student visa in Canada?
Okay, sure. So once you have your admission letter and you have, let's say, if the school is requiring you to pay a tuition deposit, then you can proceed to, and you have paid your tuition deposit, you can proceed to apply for your visa. So some of the documents you may need, maybe like your statement of purpose or letter of explanation, they are all the same. And a letter that you are explaining to the visa officer why they should give you a visa. So it contains something like your educational and work experience, your why you are choosing Canada, why you want to pursue the program, what are your long term and short term goals, like what do you want to do with this program after school, your home ties, obviously, because they want you to come to Canada study afterwards, then go to your country because it's a temporary visa. It is not a permanent visa that you're supposed to stay in the country. You're supposed to go to your back to your home country wherever you're coming from.
Even
So
though
when
even
you
though
have,
we know at the end of the day you might get opportunity to stay, but you
yes,
still have to convince the visa officer that you'll be going back home.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, because people do get a change of mind. So let's say maybe after studying and maybe you want to gain like work experience, you want to work maybe a year or two in Canada, and after that 2 years, you feel like, oh, you want to stay a bit longer, you can apply for an extension. You can apply for even uh, work permit, or you can apply for work permit, which is their working visa, or you can apply for permanent resident to extend your stay because people do get change of mind. All
Okay.
right. But by your primary purpose, the initial reason why you are coming to Canada is to study. So you have to tell the visa officer that after your studies, you would want to go back. All right. So that is your primary reason. So you have to show home ties. You have to explain what is tying you back to your country. Why do you want to go to your country again after studying in Canada? After seeing all the opportunities, seeing all other things in Canada, why do you want to go back? Is there something that is pulling a pull factor to your home country? So could be your family, could be your investment, could be your job, your pets, what have you, etc., etc. So you would have to explain why you want to go back to your country. So you include that in your letter of explanation or your statement of purpose. So that is the body of statement of purpose. Then
Okay.
you
Okay.
can.
So talking about the statement of purpose, and when we say statement of purpose, we are, as he mentioned, he's simply talking about the letter of explanation or your study plan, detailing out why you want to come and study in Canada, as he has explained. They call it statement of purpose as well. So it's not that kind of SOP for your school application,
No.
because Canada, there is no interview. You do everything online. You only go for your biometric and medicals in person, but everything is virtually done online, as we'll be teaching you that today. So, talking about a study permit, that is the study plan. What are documents that one must gather and attach or include to his or her study plan? If you can mention some of the documents.
Okay. Um, so after writing your statement of purpose, you add other supporting documents. So everything you wrote in your statement of purpose, you need to back it with evidence. So why should we um, you have let's say you said you are you completed, let's say, your bachelor's degree at University of Insuka in Nigeria, and uh, you said maybe you read let's say become in management. What shows that you actually studied become in management?
Okay.
So you need to add evidence to something like your transcript, your certificate.
Okay.
Okay. So all those are documents you have to add. Okay. You have to add your what do you call it? Sorry, your statement. Sorry, your transcript, your certificate, your resume. Okay, your resume indicating your work experience and your education. You have to add your employment letter because you can't say you are jobless. Okay, so
Okay.
you have to show that you are actually working because what shows that what shows that you are well established in your country. You said, oh, after school you have been working with ABC company, you are working with the government of Nigeria or the government of Tunisia. Where is the proof? So you add a document, your employment letters, your pay stub, all those things shows that you are working with, let's say, the government of Tunisia. All right. And
What of promotion letters from your
promotion
workplace?
letters, they are all part because promotion letters also serves as a medium to show that you are actually doing well in your job. Because if you are not doing well in your job, you are you are at one position. You have been always there like for like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and you have not been promoted. It means your job, like even though you are okay, but your performance is not that satisfactory to earn you a promotion. Okay, so you add all those things. At first, you used to add a police report, but now it's not mandatory again. Police report is not mandatory, so you can choose to add it or not. Okay, your proficiency letter there is an optional document, but it shows that Canada is a bilingual country, English and French. So if you are proficient in French, you can add your French proficiency. If you are proficient in English, you can add your English proficiency. All right, whether IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, PTE, Cambridge, etc., etc. There are a lot of them, or probably a certificate from your institution indicating the medium of instruction for for which your education was conducted in. All right. Other documentation, maybe pictures like with your family, because you said okay, you have all your family in Ghana or you have all your family in South Africa. So is it true? Where are they? Do you have pictures with them? Okay, so you show pictures with your family members, pictures with your pets. Yeah, you said you have investment. Okay, let's say
What of
social.
the IDs and birth certificates of family members if you have them?
Yes, it doesn't spoil. You can add them because probably let's say my name is my let's say my name is Sylvester Delali. But my last name is Delali, and uh, I have a brother. I have a brother who's called maybe James Delali. What I have picture with that brother. What shows that we are actually brothers? Your his birth certificate or his ID can prove that we are from the same brother because he actually bears the same surname as mine. Okay, so you can add those IDs of your family members, your mom, your dad, to show relationship to them. All right, landed properties like land, land you purchased, or another property could be a car. Maybe you have a car. Investment document like fixed deposit, uh, bonds, securities, um, insurance, pension funds. Okay,
Like the
other contribute.
SNIS contribution,
Yes, the
because I
state
think that can
contribution.
serve as your home tie.
Yes, because it's for pension. The one we have in Ghana, Social Security and National Insurance Trust, is for pension. So in Ghana, your retirement age is 60 years. So after 60 years, they start paying an amount. So once you are working and you are contributing to SNET, it shows that after your retirement, you will be paid by SNET. So it's a money you don't want to forgo. All right. So
Okay.
they all show home ties because probably you explain in your statement of purpose or letter of explanation that you have so and so investment with SNET. Where is the evidence? You need to prove. All right. So all those are documents. Okay, you say you did your NYSC. So NYSC is for Nigeria. In Ghana, it's called NSS, National Service. Okay, Nigeria is NYSC, in Ghana is NSS. So you did NSS at where? Do you have certificate? You can add your NSS certificate, your posting letters, and all that. So those are optional documents that you can attach to your explanation letter to help you build a strong case. And there's another document that we classify as proof of funds, or group of documents that we
Okay.
call it
So
proof of
so
funds.
before you come to the proof of funds, is that all for the study permits, like the documentations, or if you have any other helpful documents which you feel might make your case stronger, might prove your case stronger, you can add it if you can answer that before we go to the proof of funds.
Yes, you can actually add it. You can any additional document that you believe is relevant for the visa officer to approve your case. I think, or I strongly suggest that you add it because it's going to help you. All
Okay.
right, because you want to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you deserve the visa.
Okay. Okay. So let's come and touch on the proof of funds. Please, if you are watching us now, share the link and invite others to join, because we are going to do a practical demonstration of how to apply for your Canada study permit. and we don't want anyone to miss this. So please share the link and invite a lot of people to join. And also leave your comments or your questions in the comment section for us. We'll be displaying them as and when the session is going on. So, my brother, you can go ahead and touch on the proof of funds section as well.
Okay, sure. All right. So with the proof of funds, you also have to write a letter explaining how you'll be funding your education in Canada, because you cannot say, "Hey, your visa officer, give me this. I have money in my account." It doesn't work that way. You would have to explain how you're going to fund your education, or you can't just upload your bank statement and expect the visa officer to interpret it for you, that this bank statement is for me, or is for my father, or is for my mother, or is for my brother. Okay, you need to, in order to help the visa officer understand your proof of the proof of funds or the bank statement or other relevant document to show that you have money to pay your fees. You would have to write you have to write a letter explaining how you'll be funding your education in Canada. Okay, so you write like how you fund it. All right. So if it's your father that is funding you, you explain, you tell the visa officer your father is the one going to fund your education. He's a businessman in so and so and so. He does this one, two, three business. He has been in this business for this long. The business into this and that. You draw a simple table with your estimated tuition for 1 year, your living expenses, miscellaneous flights in and out, and maybe add the tuition deposit if you have paid any, and also convert the total amount of funds in your father's bank statement, okay, or your mother's bank, or whoever is sponsoring you, the bank statement. You convert the total amount of money, the closing balance, into Canadian dollars, because the bank statement is in your own currency. So let's say if it's in naira, the visa officer, you don't want to make the job too stressful for the visa officer to go and convert the naira into Canadian dollars. So you can simply use websites like Google or xe.com to convert the naira or the Ghana cedis into Canadian dollars. So in that way, when you do that, then you write it in that simple table you created in your proof of funds. Okay, then you attach other relevant documents to that proof of funds, such as the bank statement of your sponsor. So if you are sponsoring yourself, you add your own bank statement. If your father or any other relative or godfather that is sponsoring you, you can attach the person's bank statement, their business document or employment letters. If their business document, if they are working on their own or they own a business, you attach their business certificate, that is the form A, and form D if they have changed the business or their names. Okay, you add all those things, and the certificate of incorporation. All right, you add all those things. If the person is employed by an organization, you add the person's employment letters, the pay stubs. Okay, you add that document. All right, that is for the proof of funds that I'm talking about, and you add the person's ID document. So let's say if ABCD is sponsoring me, you add the ID document, whether passport, uh, Ghana card, driver's license, or what have you. You add that one, okay, and any other document to show where the funds of the sponsor is coming from. Even if it's yours, you have to add document indicating where the money is coming from, how you were able to accumulate such funds. Okay, so you need to prove that. Let's say if let's say I own a business, and the business into, maybe let's say, importation of electrical product. I can add the business certificate of incorporation from A and the others. I can attach receipt of the business. I can attach bill of lading. That is if I'm importing goods from let's say China. I'm importing goods from China. You can add bill of lading to show that you ship goods from one destination to another destination. All right. So those are documents to prove where the money is coming from and that the business is in existence and it will continue for a foreseeable future. All right. So those things will help the visa officer understand your situation. You add proof of tuition deposit, if any, right? Sponsorship letter, a letter explaining to the visa officer that ABCD is sponsoring my education in Canada, okay, and is willing to sponsor an affidavit of support. This affidavit of support is done at the court of law. So um, you go to the court of law to with your sponsor for them to do the affidavit of support for you to show that this person wants to fund my education. They are legally responsible for my upkeep in Canada. All right, and any other document to show relationship to the person. So if let's say the person is my uncle, let's say it's my maternal uncle, you can add your birth certificate, which shows your birth certificate that indicates your mother's name, your father's name, and that of the mother's name has to match with your uncle. So let's say if my uncle's surname is Tibel, okay, and my mother's surname is also Tibel in my birth certificate, all right, the mother's maiden name will show, okay, my mother's name is Dinah Tibel. All right. In that way, I've been able to prove that um, this person is my uncle and it's from my maternal side. You can also draw a family tree to indicate how this person is related to you. All right. So all these things will help the visa officer to understand your case very well. Okay, and any other relevant document to show relationship to the person, to show how the person is accumulating such funds, how you are related to the person. They are all one, and whether the person will continue to sponsor you or has sponsored you before. So if the person has sponsored you before, probably the person paid your fees when you were doing maybe your bachelor's degree or your senior high school. The person paid that. So you can show receipt indicating that the person has done this before and maybe mobile money transaction or bank transfer the person has done for you, or probably even your tuition deposit. Let's say your tuition deposit is $1,000 and your sponsor paid for you. You can indicate that in the bank statement, and also with the receipt, maybe the person's name is on it. You can indicate that this is a proof that my sponsor paid this tuition deposit for me. This is a proof that my sponsor paid my fees when I was in high school or when I was doing my bachelor's degree. This is a proof of mobile money transaction showing that my sponsor uh, gives me money or is responsible for my upkeep. He has done this before and he will do it and he will continue to do it whilst I'm in Canada. Okay. So if there are other documents I've not mentioned, it doesn't mean that it's not relevant. Any other relevant document that you believe will help your case, please do add it. Yeah, I think well, sir, if I miss something, you can add it.
Okay, so
But I'm
basically, I
sure
think
I touched most of the things.
I think you've given us a brief overview before we start the main process, and I think we have to find time as well and have a session on how to write the study plan and how to draft the proof of funds. Maybe we do a practical session on that as well. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense because people need to like our listeners need to know like how to do it. Okay, because
Okay.
it's uh, it's a platform we would like to show our listeners what to do, how to do it, practical approach to doing it.
Okay. Just a minute. I'm trying to see if I can. Okay, so we are delving into the main part of the session today, which is why we are having this Q&A. That is teaching you or guiding you practically on how to create your account, how to set it up, how to upload all necessary documents, how to answer the questions that comes with it so that you don't commit any error or you don't do any mistakes. So let's say I have all these documents. You've mentioned I have my admission letter. What is the first step that I need to take?
Yeah, so if you have your admission letter and you are required to pay a tuition deposit, you were required to pay a tuition deposit, you have to pay that tuition deposit, okay, to get your PAR, that is provincial attestation letter, because now the government of Canada requires every institution or every province to issue a provincial attestation letter indicating that they have been accepted and the applicant has a place uh, in the province. Okay, so you will need to acquire that provincial attestation letter. It is required by all students, no matter their level of study. It is required. Whether you're going for PhD, masters, you still require a provincial attestation letter. So make sure that you secure that provincial attestation letter, because without it, your application will be refused outright. You really need, even when filling the application, it is a mandatory document that you have to upload. Without that, you cannot proceed. If you go ahead and upload a different document there and you proceed, your application will be refused outright. So that is the first thing you need to do: secure that provincial attestation letter before you proceed with the visa. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know. Are you ready so that we can go ahead with a practical demonstration? So whilst maybe I do the process, you just explain what is
Yeah.
involved so that our listeners and our followers can also make some notes. So you can make some notes, but if you are unable to make notes, this video will be it's already been recorded and the session will be posted on YouTube. You can rewatch it. You can share with anyone who is interested in applying for his or her Canada study permit as well. But it'll be nice if you join us live so that if you have any questions or any concerns, you just leave them in the comment section, or we give you the opportunity to join us live and ask your questions. Then we can attend to them as and when they come. Okay, so let me just share my screen now. Share screen, new tab. Um, are you able to see my screen, bro?
Yes, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay. So what do I have to do? I've opened a new tab. What do I have to do in this situation?
Okay, so uh, go to Google. Go to Google, like Google said, google.com, and let's start from there, because
Yeah,
that
so
is the search engine.
I'm already using the Chrome, so I
Yeah,
think we
you're
can
already using the Chrome. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we can go to apply Canada.ca.
Okay. I was thinking we should just type the GC key at once. What do you think?
Yeah, that also makes sense.
Okay.
Or you can even
So
type IRCC login,
okay, okay,
and it will just come IRCC login, and it will just take you to that page. Yeah, it will take you to the first page that comes is the one that we can use it to do.
okay. So you type GC key or the RSS login as you said. So GC key,
Yeah.
any of them that pops up, you just click on it. So it says what sign into your RSC account. So I should click on the first one, right? Hello.
Yes, the first one.
Okay. So
Yes. Can you
I'm
hear
coming.
me?
I'm coming. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so this is the GC key. What do I have to do? I'll scroll down, right? Hello.
Yeah, bro. Sorry, I mistakenly muted.
Okay,
So
okay.
so we go
So
to register for an account.
okay, so this one, where my mouse pointer or cursor is.
So yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I've
So
clicked on
because
that.
it is your first time doing it, so you have to go to register for an account. So
Okay, so I've
we
clicked
scroll
on that.
down, we read everything after.
Okay,
So we click on register with a GC key and a password.
okay, so this one.
If you choose the second one, you don't have a Canadian bank account, so we can't use register with an Interac.
Okay, so I've
Yes.
I've done that. So I'll click on what sign
So
up.
go to the right side and click on sign up. Yes,
Okay,
sign up. That is the first thing we do.
then what next?
You accept the terms and conditions.
Okay, so I've accepted.
Okay, so let me zoom in so I can see properly. Okay, I think okay. I'm coming up, bro. Give me a second. All right. Um, Maybe you can suggest a username, maybe
Okay,
TDN 2026 or any username that.
so TDN. Okay, let me just say the Delali network, no space. Or what do you think?
Yes,
Okay, so I click on what continue. So I click on continue, right?
exactly.
And please let's take note. The minimum characters for the
Yes,
user is supposed to be 8. That's the minimum. And it may contain uppercase, lowercase, French characters, they get special characters. So we click on continue. Okay, so it's available. If it wasn't available, I think they would have informed us that the username is not available, right? Right?
yes,
Okay. So
that's right.
what password
So
should
make
we
sure you
use?
choose a unique username that is not common or that hasn't been used.
Come again.
I think we should use nice. We should use a very nice and strong password. Probably mixture of a name, numbers, and special symbol like maybe at plus or the hash key.
So let me just use maybe Concordia 123
Yes, 123. Maybe the hash key or at symbol
at. So it
to make it
says
very strong.
its password must match. Okay, so I'm coming. Just a minute, I'm coming.
Okay, sure. Just stick with us, and we'll be with you in a minute, trying to fix some connectivity issue.
Okay, so
So it's left back.
I've entered the password. So
Yeah.
under the password checklist, so the password I choose was Concordia 123 at. So you can just keep
Yeah.
that in mind for us. Concordia 123 at. And I think they've ticked the check all the checklists, so the password checks.
Good.
So continue, right?
Yes, continue.
Okay. So let me just use my phone to take a shot of the details so that we don't forget. camera. Okay, so I've gotten a shot of it. Let me just save it. Okay. So it's saying we should create recovery questions, answers, and hints. So what do we do here?
So we create or we type a question for ourselves that we
I
will
think
remember.
I think here you have to select
Oh,
this.
you have to select. Yeah,
Yes,
you
the
have to.
first
Oh,
part you
yeah,
select.
yeah. The first one is a drop down menu. Okay.
Okay, so I've chosen the first question. What was my pet's first name? So which name
Yeah.
should we use?
Um. What name should we use? Okay.
Let's say let's say Poppy.
Poppy. Yeah.
Yeah. Then my memorable person.
Memorable person. Probably we could use our mother.
Okay, so mother. Then memorable person hint.
Parent.
Okay. Then memorable date.
Yeah, memorable date. Maybe the date of birth of our parent, of our mother, or
Okay.
probably
So this one you can just enter any random number that you want.
any random date of
Okay.
any random.
And memorable day hint.
Memorable date hint. We can use probably if it's our date of birth, we can write DOB to as a form of remembering our date of
Or
birth, or maybe
let's just say birthday.
birthday. Good.
Okay. So just to ensure we have this as well, I think we have to take a shot of it.
A shot of it.
Or
Yeah.
you write it and keep it somewhere safely. Okay, so I'm taking a shot of it now. Okay, I have it now. So we click on what? Continue, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we've clicked on continue.
Continue.
It's
Now
asking for us to enter an email address.
exactly. So
So let me
you
just
must
enter
have an
my
email address.
email
Maybe
address.
probably email address that the email address that you use to apply to the school.
Gmail.com. Okay. So I'm using my email here. So because this email, I use it to create an account to demonstrate to somebody. They are saying the email address is already in use, but I can proceed with confirmation to take it off that old account because I'm not using that account. I just use it for a demonstration for somebody.
Or should I use my other? Should I use maybe another
Don't
email?
worry, we can use this email. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. So I'm clicking on proceed with confirmation. But if it's a new email or it's an email that has not been used before, you wouldn't see this notification that email address is already in use. So I'm proceeding with confirmation.
Okay.
So it says, well, you have successfully created your GC key. Please select continue to verify your email. So continue. Okay. So they've sent a confirmation code to my email. Let me just check it out. Okay. So they are all in capitals. So N5 ZW 5 NHC. So you click on what? Continue, right?
Yes. Continue.
Okay. Please, if you've not shared the link, please try and share and invite others to join. It is important that we all follow the discussion and ask questions when necessary. So you click on continue. So it says I should continue again. Okay. So it's asking us to do the two-factor authentication. Which one should we use for the two-factor?
So I think we can use our phone, a smartphone or a tablet. Okay, because our phone is easily accessible.
Okay, but I prefer that I will still use the email
You still use the email, yeah. You can use the email.
because I don't want because we will need the code and I don't want to use my phone number here. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just use the email.
So you can use the email.
Yeah. So anyone you want to use, you just choose to use. So you come and click on I accept. Okay. So I'll enter my email address again. Gmail.com. Okay, so continue. So it has sent a new password because they said it has sent a new password. So let me just check.
Yeah.
A new passcode, sorry. Okay, so the passcodes are case sensitive. So WVW K2RVE. Then you click on continue. Okay, so I've been given some recovery codes. What do I do here?
So this recovery code, you would have to keep it very, very well. Keep it safe because when you lose your account or you don't have access to your account again, it is this recovery code that will help you to recover your account. This recovery code is very, very important to keep it safe.
Okay,
So you'll be better off screenshotting it and keeping it down for yourself. They are very important.
so you advise that I take a shot of it.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me just my camera and take a shot of the recovery code. Okay, so I have the recovery code.
Okay. Good. Good. So we can proceed.
So it
You can
says
click
you
on
should take the box here. It says yes. Have you securely recorded these codes? So you tick the box like
yes.
this. Yes, I have securely recorded and stored these codes. You click on what continue.
Exactly.
Okay. So the two-factor tool has been set up successfully. Continue. Okay. So terms and conditions, you just read. These are not any major issues, and you click
Choose.
on
Yeah.
I accept. Okay. So it's asking me to create my account. So it's asking me to enter my given name, my last
Name.
name, email address, and the preferred language of notification.
Exactly. So you enter our first name and then we enter our last name. Though the one, so take note that uh the column or the row that has star on it, it's very important. It's a mandatory question that you must answer. Without it, you can't proceed. So last name is important, email is important, preferred language of notification, whether English or French, is very important. You choose that.
Okay. And the name should be the name as on your passport. So your given name, you
Yes.
check that on your passport and your last name. Then the language, I'm selecting English because I can't speak Bonjour, Monsieur. So what do? I click on continue, right?
Continue. Yes, you.
Okay. So it's asking me to create your security questions.
Yes. So this security questions, this one you type it for yourself. All
Okay.
right. So you type a question that anytime you are logging into your GCK account, they'll ask any one of it. They can ask any one of it.
Okay.
So you create those questions with the answers and keep it also keep it safe so that when they ask that question, you can produce the answer. All
Okay.
right. Yes. So we create a question for ourselves.
Okay. So what should be the first question?
Uh, which country do I want to study in?
Okay. Which country do I want to study in? So obviously Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This
That's
question will be easy to remember.
yeah, that's the first answer for the first question. What of the second question? What should be the
Second
question?
question, we can choose something like, what program do you wish to pursue?
Okay, so what program do I wish to pursue? So what answer should that be?
So we can choose, let's say,
Economics.
economics or MS, public policy.
Okay, let's just go for the simple one.
Economics.
Economics.
Yeah, economics.
Okay. Then the third question,
Mm,
you can say my school of interest, right?
my school of interest.
So which school should we use?
Dalhousie University, for
Okay,
example.
Dalhousie. So I'll just write Dalhousie instead of writing the
Dalhousie.
Dalhousie in full.
Yes.
Okay. Then the last question.
When do I want to enter Canada?
Okay. When do I want to enter Canada? So should I use let's say winter?
Or
Because
maybe 2026.
okay, so 2026. Okay. So before I click on continue, I think even though they are easy questions to remember, I should take a shot of it. What do you advise?
Yes. you should take a shot of it and keep it safe, because
So
maybe
you
you might
securely keep
forget.
all these things. So let me just take a shot of it. Okay. So I can click on continue now, right?
Yes.
Please, as we are going through the process, if you have questions, just leave them in the comment section for us. We'll display them. Once you ask, we'll answer. So let's take note of that. Don't be shy. Ask your questions. There is no foolish questions. We'll respond. Also, share the
Everything is
link. We
reasonable.
have about 50 people watching us now. You can share the link on your various platforms, invite others to join so that the numbers can increase. Okay, so they are saying that the Delali Networks account, view the applications you submitted, continue an application you haven't submitted, then start an application. So
So
which one is for me?
So right now that we have created a GC key account, now we have account with the government of Canada. Now we have to apply. So we have to create an application within the account to apply for visa. So in this case, we will choose apply to come to Canada, because you want to come to Canada you want to come to Canada either. So under it says includes application for visitors visa, work and study permit, express entry and international experience Canada,
Okay, so I
international
should
experience Canada.
select the apply to come to Canada, right?
Yes, apply to come to Canada, because we
Okay,
are
so
under
I've
the category
selected
of.
that. Then I'll scroll down. It's
So
asking for a personal reference code. Is it applicable to me or it's not applicable
so
to me?
we don't have personal reference code at the moment, so
Exactly.
it's not applicable to us. We'll ignore that and scroll down and and click on visit visa, study and or work permits.
Okay, okay.
All
So
right,
I've clicked on that.
good. So we'll answer some couple of questions for them to review our eligibility for the visa. So the first one is, what would you like to do in Canada? So you
Okay,
click on the appropriate one. So we want to study in Canada, so we click on it, the drop down is study, we choose study.
okay,
How long are you planning to study? So our program, let's say you are going to pursue a 2-year masters. So
okay,
choose 6 months or more.
okay. So that's more than 6 months temporarily.
Exactly. More
Okay.
than 6 months.
So
So
every student who is coming, take note. Once your program is more than 6 months, you choose temporarily more than 6 months. It doesn't matter the level, PhD, masters, diploma, bachelor's, graduate certificate, graduate diploma. Once it is more than 6 months, you choose temporarily and more than 6 months. So I've chosen that. Let's continue.
all
And
right.
they're
So
asking to select the code that matches the one on your passport.
yes, so my passport is from Ghana, so I'll choose Ghana.
Okay. Then they're asking, what is your current country or territory of residence?
Okay, let's take I'm in Ghana, so I'll still choose Ghana.
Okay, so Ghana. Then they're asking, do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years or older?
So if you don't have any family member uh who is not more than 18 years and it's not a permanent resident, you can choose no.
Okay.
So in
And
my
let
case,
me
I don't have, so no.
okay. And let me clarify this before we even continue. Please, there is this conspiracy that once you have a family member who is a citizen or a PR here, when you declare, you are going to be denied. It's false. There are a lot of people here who have been able to bring their brothers, their sisters, their siblings through the study permit route. Because if you don't declare this now and you're applying for subsequent applications in the future, let's say you want to apply for your permanent residency, you can claim points for having a family member that is a sibling in Canada. You can claim points. I think that point is 15 points. And when you know about express entry very well, even 1 point or 2 points, you don't joke with it. So if you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years older, like a direct sibling, your father, your mother, I would advise that you choose yes. Don't lie. Because once you lie, you have to continue with that lie forever. Let's take note of that. Or unless you get a lawyer who will be able to write a convincing explanation before you be able to declare that. Okay,
Yeah.
so the date of birth, what should we select?
So we choose date of, let's say
2000.
1990, or
Okay,
let's say 1990. That's
okay,
hypothetical example. That's the
1990.
year that came in mind.
Okay.
1990. Then the month,
July,
let's
right?
choose January.
Okay, January. And the day
Okay.
should be first, right?
Yes, first. Yes.
Okay.
First
So
Jan
and I'll
1990.
click on next, right?
Yes, next.
Okay. So the next question they're asking me is, do you have a provincial or territorial attestation letter or meet an exception from submitting a provincial or territorial attestation letter?
So in this case, we have our provincial attestation letter because you don't meet any exception for
Okay.
now.
Okay. So we'll choose yes, I have a provincial or territorial attestation letter. And that
Yes.
is what is known as the PAL or the TAL, either the PAL or the TAL, PAL or TAL.
Yeah, so the TO stands for Territorial Attestation Letter. So, and let me clarify this as well.
Okay.
If you are going to school in Quebec, you don't need PAL or TAL. You need CAQ,
Okay.
a certificate of attestation du Quebec. All
Okay.
right. So it's called CAQ. Certificate of Attestation du Quebec. So in this case, you still choose yes, I have provincial or territorial attestation letter. You have to
Okay.
choose yes because CAQ is also is the same as PAL or TAL. It
Okay.
was Quebec who started this thing first. Then it was implemented in other provinces. So the CAQ is the same as the PAL or TAL. Let's take
Okay.
note.
Okay. So and those who meet an exemption are, for example, you're in school and you want to apply for an extension. With that one, you don't need an attestation letter. But if you are changing your school, you are moving from one school to another school, you will still need an attestation letter, even if you are in Canada. So let's take note of that.
Yes, and again, if you are in Canada and you are in Quebec and you are applying for extension, you still need CAQ. So in that case, you still choose that you have yes, yeah, provincial attestation letter. It's only for Quebec that if you are applying for extension, you need CAQ still.
Okay. So let's take note of that. Please, we are spending our precious time to do this. So let's share the link and invite others to
Yeah,
join as well. This is a session which I wouldn't love my enemy to even miss
not
because
at all.
literally what we are doing is helping you, and you don't need an agent to do this. Do you get it? But if you feel still you want to use an agent, that one is your own wahala. But this is the process. This is what we did, and we came here. That is why we are also taking you through the process. Once you have your admission letter, you have all other documents. This is the process as we are taking you through. So I'll click on next, right?
Yes,
Okay. So it's asking which province or territory is your attestation letter from. So you mentioned we are going to Dalhousie, right?
yes. So
So
you choose
Dalhousie should
Nova
be
Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Okay, Nova Scotia. So next. So they're asking, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid US citizenship and immigration service number? No.
No, I am not
Okay.
a valid permanent resident or lawful resident in the US.
So we
When we
click.
click on next, we choose no and click on next.
So they're asking, have you been accepted to a designated learning institution?
We will choose yes because we have an admission to, let's say, we have admission to Dalhousie University, which is a designated learning institution, DLI, with the
Okay, so don't
DLI
be
number.
confused. As he has said, don't be confused. The DLI or the designated learning institution is simply the school, the college, or the university that you are coming to study in. Okay, so let's click on next. So, are you planning to attend a post-secondary designated learning institution?
So with this question, if you are coming for let's say a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or PhD, you choose yes. If
or
you
a,
are coming
or a diploma?
or a diploma, you choose yes. But if you are coming to pursue, let's say, you are coming to a high school here, or maybe yes, like a high school, then it's not a post-secondary education, a designated learning institution. Okay, so secondary is post-secondary, which is after secondary school. Okay, which is let's say after senior high school in maybe in Ghana or Nigeria. So after writing your WASI, that is West African Senior Secondary School examination. After writing that, you are going for let's say a diploma or a bachelor's degree or a certificate which is higher than your WASI certificate. It is post-secondary after senior high school. So we choose yes in this case.
Okay. Okay. And let's take note. We are not a registered immigration consultant. I'm putting out the disclaimer out here. We've done this ourselves. We've assisted some of our friends to come here. So the experience that we have, that is what we are sharing with everyone so that you can also do it yourself. So please, we are not registered immigration consultants. This is a disclaimer to everyone out there. Let's take note of that. So as you mentioned, we choose yes and continue. So next.
Exactly.
So they're asking, what is your marital status?
So marital status, if you are married, you choose married. If you are single, you choose single. So uh, should we
So
go
we,
with married or single?
we could let's go with married.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go
sure.
with married.
Let's.
And please, those of us who want to choose the common law, let me explain before we even continue. Okay, Mac Brown, if you can take the explanation for the common law.
Okay, so with the common law, let's say you have stayed with someone for a very long time. You have been cohabiting for a very long time, and you are living like people who are married, like married couples, but not legally. Um, like you have not gone to the court of law to sign or to document that you guys are married, but you have been cohabiting. Both families know, and you have been living in the same place. Have been doing things together for a very long time. You have maybe children together. You classify as a common law partner, even though you have not registered with the court of law. And with that, you need to prove that you people are common law partners. You people have been in relationship for a very long time. You have this, and that in common. You have been living in the same apartment. And one requirement is that you have to be living together for, I think, 1 or 2 years or so. 1 or 2 years in the same,
A year or more.
a year or more in the same address. So if you people have not been living in the same address for some time now, you don't meet the requirement.
Okay.
You need that.
As you mentioned, so you have to prove your rental document or your lease document, both of your names, your signatures. Aside that, maybe having a joint account, having properties together, maybe land together, a car together, any other property or joint, maybe a joint business showing your name and your partner's name as well. So our girlfriend, boyfriend in Ghana doesn't qualify for common law, even if you live together for more than a year, if you don't have documentary evidence or proofs to back it. Let's take note of that. But if you have documents, proofs to back it, because you cannot just say you are common law and you don't have evidences. There should be
Exactly.
strong evidences to back it. You should live more than 1 year. Rental document in both of your name, your signature, maybe joint account, joint property together, joint business, and any other document which is jointly owned by you guys, which can be used to prove this common law ship. So let's continue. So married. So what is your province or territory of destination? So it's Nova Scotia automatically because
Yes.
they asked for the PAL where it was issued. So you click on next. Okay. So it's saying based on the information you provided, the results below indicates you may be eligible to come to Canada. So it says we should continue. So you
Yes.
click on continue, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're asking you to create your personal checklist. So you click on continue again, right?
Yes. Continue again.
Okay. So it's asking, do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada?
No, this is my first time applying, so I don't have.
Okay. But let's say you are a student and you travel back home and let's say your passport got stolen or it got misplaced or it got damaged and you replace it, then this one will apply to you. You can choose yes, I have a study permit for a specific institution or level of education, or yes, I have a study permit and apply for the TRV so that it can be granted for you to travel back to Canada. So in
Yeah.
this case, since it's first time, as my brother mentioned, we choose to know. So next. So they're asking, are you an exchange student? And the
No.
arrow here, when you click on it, it gives you an explanation. So it's saying that an exchange student is a student who studies in another country by switching places with a student from that country for a short period of time. So they're asking, are you an exchange student?
No. So I'm not an exchange student. I'm
Okay.
applying for a company.
So they're asking, is work an essential component of your studies?
So let me clarify this. With this, if let's say your program has co-op incorporated. So some programs have mandatory co-op. With that, your school can either give you a co-op letter, or in the letter of admission it says that co-op is mandatory. Then in this case you choose yes. However, if there's no mandatory co-op in your program, it's just, let's say, a course-based or thesis-based program, you have to choose no. Even if it's internship and it's not mandatory, you don't have to choose yes.
Okay. So how will one be able to tell that his or her program has a work component, or has a practicum component, or has an internship component?
So in your letter of acceptance, your school will state that the school will state that in your letter of acceptance, or even when you're applying to the program and you visit the programs or the department website page, you will see your school indicating that uh, 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 there's a co-op in the program which is mandatory. So in that case, you can include that. So let's say an example could be uh, uh, masters in industrial hygiene with co-op. Okay, or masters in business administration at McMaster University. It has a co-op component in it. So let's see, that is the program you apply to and had admission to. So with that, you can choose yes for this question.
Okay. So yes. Okay. So if your program doesn't have the co-op as you mentioned, or the work component, the internship component, the practicum component, it will be indicated on your admission letter, your letter of acceptance. And even some schools also add an additional letter which says that practicum letter, internship letter, co-op letter, and you have to use that to apply for your co-op work permit. So if it doesn't have a co-op, just choose no and proceed. But we are assuming that the program is coming for has a co-op, as he has explained. So they're asking, are you a spouse, common law partner, or child of a certain skilled worker, or of certain full-time international student that has or will have a status in Canada? So since
So
it's a new application, we don't have any spouse here.
no,
But assuming we had a spouse who is like a full-time student or has a status in Canada, then we would have chosen yes, right?
yes,
But since this is our first application, we don't have a spouse, I think we'll go ahead and choose no. Okay. So they're asking, are you a recipient of Commonwealth Scholarship, a recipient
no.
of a full bursary from the Canadian International Development Agency, or a participant in a Canadian aid program for developing countries?
So and a participant in a Canadian aid, no, no.
Okay, so
So we
none
don't
of
I'm
these
not receiving
apply
any
to
aid
us
from
because
Canadian bank.
we don't have any of this scholarship. We have not received any Commonwealth Scholarship. We've
No,
not received any bursary from the Canadian International Development Agency, and we are not a participant in a Canadian aid program for developing countries. Once you
no.
click on the arrow, it gives you the explanation for you to read. I said the
Yes,
arrow, the question mark we have at the end of the question. So you click on next, right?
yes, we click on it.
Okay. So they're asking, are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has been recently approved to come to Canada?
Are you a company from okay, that's status? No. So if you are not applying as a spouse to accompany, let's say your family, you are not accompanying your family, or you are not applying with your spouse, and you are the main applicant, you would have to choose no.
Okay.
Yeah,
So since we don't have like any of our family members here currently, we just go ahead and it's our first time, we go ahead and choose what. No. So
no,
next. Have you ever committed, been arrested, been charged with, or convicted for any criminal offense in any country?
no. In this case, I have not been convicted or arrested in my country or any other country before.
Okay. So when you click on it, it explains what it means. When you click on the question mark, it explains. Okay. So next. Have you had a medical exam performed by an RCC authorized panel physician, that is a doctor, within the last 12 months?
Yeah, so with this question, if you have done upfront medicals, you choose yes. If you have not done any upfront medicals, you choose no. So let's take, for example, um, you went to any of the approved IRCC hospitals to do your medicals. They will give you a sheet. So if you choose yes on your checklist, it will ask you to upload it. All right. So and in Ghana, with the ones that are approved is Akai House and IOM. They are only two.
So let me
IOM,
just type it here and display it so that people can see Akai House or IOM
IOM.
Medical Center. So let me just display it on the screen. Yeah, so it has been displayed on the screen.
Exactly.
Akai House or IOM
IOM.
Medical Center. Akai House or IOM Medical Center. That is, you can do your Canadian medicals from any of these two organizations. And I think they charge about 1,002 something. The price differs a little bit. So you
Yes, I
choose
think
one of them.
1,250 or so. I think Akai House is 1,250 and
Okay.
IOM is around I think 1,002 or so. They increased it. It was first 950, but it was increased.
Okay. So let's take note of that. So you do your medicals. And people have this conspiracy theory that once you go and do the medicals before even submitting your application, automatically you're not going to get your visa approved. Can you shed more light on that before we even continue?
That is actually wrong. It is totally wrong. When you do your medicals, it does not change anything. The only there or you don't do your medicals, it doesn't change anything. When RCC requires your medical results, they will ask you to go and do medicals, or whether or if you do upfront medicals, um they don't have to come and request for medicals again from you. They'll just go straight to your the slip that you uploaded on the portal, and they will do their checks from there. And in that way, once you submit your entire application with your upfront medicals, yeah, it just go from a submission straight to either approval or denial. Okay, medical results does uh, it's not one yeah, it's not the big reason why they will refuse, unless maybe you failed your medicals. If you failed your medicals, that is when they get to the medical stage, they will refuse you. Probably. Like probably. Again, we are not immigration consultant, but like once you fail your medicals, like you should know that it's not going to go well for you.
And I think even at the medical center, when you go for the medicals, mostly when they even have issues, they give you some time and refer you to a physician like for treatment. Do you get it? So I think it's only one time that I've heard of someone failing medicals and being denied because of that. Aside that, I've not really heard of anyone who has been denied because the person has failed medicals. So, and if you go and do the medicals and you have issues, they will let you know and they'll refer you to a physician for
Yes.
treatment before they'll even submit the final results.
Yes,
And
they will advise you. They will give you expert advice on what to do.
And let's note, it is not our duty to submit the medical results to RCC. When you're done with the medicals, they'll give you a slip which you upload during your visa application. You convert it to PDF or picture format and upload. It's not your duty to submit your medicals. The medical center is going to transmit your results directly. Once you upload your upfront medicals, they'll transmit your results directly to RCC. So it's not your duty to submit the results. Once you upload your upfront medical slip, they are going to um is it synchronize the information and look at your name and some I think UCI and IDE numbers, then they can transmit your medical results directly to RCC. So don't get worried when you are not giving the results, even though after some few days or I think after a week they give the results out now. So if you have not done the medicals, you choose no. But as my brother advised, it's very helpful to go in for the medicals before starting your application, and it lasts for 1 year. Myself, I did upfront medicals. He
I
also
also
did the
did that.
upfront medicals. Most of our friends here went for the upfront medicals. It saves you a lot of time because when you don't do the medicals and they request for your medicals, sometimes it takes like a month, 2 months, 3 months, or sometimes even 6 months or a year before they'll even update and maybe give you the passport request. But once you do the upfront medicals, it saves you from your medical being requested. If you are going to get approved, you go straight to the passport request process. You wouldn't go through the medical request process as well. And sometimes too, some people do their medicals, but they still request for your medicals again. In that case, it simply means maybe the medical center didn't transmit the result on time. So what you can simply do is you just raise a web form and resend the medical slip you were given to RCC. Put your UCI number, your application number, let them know you've done the medicals already, and this is the evidence. And also, you can email the medical center and let them know you've gotten a medical request, but you've done the medicals already. So they should resend your medicals to RCC, and they'll do that. You don't have to do a new one unless 1 year is due, because it's valid for 1 year. So if after 1 year you were not able to come, that means you have to go for a new medicals. So
Yeah.
let's take note of that. Okay, so continue to next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member?
So
No.
if you are applying with your spouse, or you want to go to Canada with your spouse, then you choose yes. However, if you want to go alone, then you choose no. All right.
Okay, or maybe you want to apply with for your kids as well.
Yes, maybe your kids as well. So you just choose yes.
Okay, so let me choose no. So next. So they're asking, are you giving someone access to your application? One, yes, I'll be appointing a representative to apply on my behalf. Two, yes, grant authorization for access to release your application information to another person. Three, yes, both appoint a representative and grant authorization to RCC to release information to another person. And four, no. So can you explain this for us and what we should choose?
So with this, if you want to let someone be able to go into your application and look at what is going on, or do something on your behalf in your application, let's say in the event where you are not available, and you want to nominate somebody to go into your account and do maybe some one or two things for you, then you can choose yes. The first one, yes, I will be appointing a representative to apply on my behalf. Or maybe you are using an agent, and you are using an agent, and you want the agent to also have an access to the account. You can choose the first one. For me personally, I don't recommend choosing the first three. The last one is the option that I choose, because we encourage people to do it themselves, so that they know what is going on in their account. They know what to do, when to do, and how to do it. You know literally everything. So even when you get to Canada and you get the port of entry, because you did the application yourself, any question they ask you, you'll be able to answer. All right. So for for us, we recommend choosing no and you doing your application yourself.
Okay, so let's take note of that. And please, when they talk about authorized representative, they are not talking about these our roadside agents in Ghana.
No, 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 no.
They are not talking about them. We have what we call registered Canadian immigration consultants or Canadian
RCIs.
immigration lawyers. They are the authorized representatives and they have licenses and license numbers. So it is only when you are using that, and they don't even use this portal. They use the representative portal. They don't even use this portal for the application. So let's take note of that. So if it's those roadside agents who are doing somebody has learned this thing and collecting you something small and doing it for you, please, the person is not a registered immigration consultant. If the person says he is, he show you evidence of his license number or whatever. So that is why you have to learn, do it yourself, so that you don't face any of these challenges. So you choose no, then we click on next. No, click on next. So the accent in the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint and photo, that's biometrics, for an application to come to Canada?
So with this question, if you have applied for Canadian visa before, whether visit visa, work permit, permanent, whether work permit or permit before, sorry, you will choose yes, because you have gone to um, VFS Global to take your fingerprint with them for them to send it to IRCC. But if this is your first time applying, you choose no, because you have not given your biometrics, or you have not gone to any approved IRCC center to take your biometrics for Canadian visa purposes. And it should be within 10 years. When you give your biometrics, it lasts for 10 years. After 10 years, it is not valid again. You would have to do again.
Okay. So as my brother just mentioned, if your biometrics has been done within a period of 10 years, then you choose yes. But if it's your first time, you've never applied for any Canada application before, then you choose what? No. And this is his first time. We are using him as demonstration. So you choose what? No. But if you've done it before, like you've been denied, as he mentioned, or you've applied for a visit visa before, within a 10-year period, you choose yes because they have your biometrics in the system already. But if it's after 10 years, you still choose no, even if you have done it before. So next. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying your fees or are you fee exempt?
No, so I'm not a fee exempt. I don't have any fee waiver code or anything of that sort. So I'll choose yes. I'll be paying it myself.
Okay. So someone is asking if we are recording the session. Yes, the session is being recorded. Right after the meeting, you can get a recorded version on YouTube. Are you able to make a digital copy of your document with a scanner or camera?
So we are applying online and we can use a scanner with our phone or with any IT person that has scanner, or we can go to the printing press to scan our documents. So we choose yes.
Okay. So yes. Then next. And once it's an online application, you have to choose yes.
Yes.
Will you be
Because
paying your application fees online? You
yes,
pay.
so I'll be using my debit card or
Okay.
credit card to make the payment. So I'll choose yes.
Okay. So next. So all the questions that we were asked and responded to, we can see them here. So we just take our time and go through them and see if there is any mistake. If there is any mistake, the pencil-like feature here on each of them, you just click on where the mistake is and edit. As you can see, pencil-like feature, pencil-like feature, pencil-like feature. Once you click on it, you can go back, go and edit one particular question. Maybe you've made a mistake, correct it. You come here and click on continue again. Then you can read all these things, step 1, step 2, blah, blah, blah. Then step 4, you click on continue again. Then I think we are in the portal now. So if we can touch on everything there.
So
Application.
now that we have finished answering the questions, it has created a checklist for us. A checklist for us for requiring us to upload documents in the required ones, the ones that will help them evaluate our application. Yeah. So we'll touch on each one of them. So with the first one, it says application. If you look at the document name, application for study permit made outside of Canada, that is IMM 1294. With this one, if you're wondering where can you get this document from, you just have to click on it, click on the name, you click on it, it will take you to a page and you download the document. It's a bit bulky document. You fill everything in there, come to your portal and click on upload file and upload it there. So that we can click on uh,
Okay.
the
So the
name.
first one, right?
Yes, the first one.
Okay. So it has opened another page for me. So let me just share that tab instead. Okay. Good. So can you
So,
see
so
it?
we, yeah, so we click on application for study permit made outside Canada. So it's a PDF, which is 7 megabytes. We
Okay.
download
So
that one.
0.7.
Yeah, 0.7. That's
So I'll click on it,
792.
right?
Yes, click on it
Okay.
for it to
So
download.
it's a download. So once I click on it, you can see at the top right hand side where we have this arrow, it has downloaded. Now
So, we can see uh, the
you can
top,
see.
the top side,
Okay, I'm coming.
the top right hand side.
Coming. Let me just scroll. Okay, I think the way my screen is, you will not see it.
Yes.
But
Okay. So
once you download the document, you should be able to see like where that document is.
good. Yeah.
Or you can go to your downloaded history on your laptop as well and find the downloaded document.
So you download it.
The form is IMM1294E.
Mm,
IMM1294E. Then some of us too, when we download it, when we want to open it, it says please wait. If you can explain that, bro.
So this document, um, you cannot use any normal PDF reader to open it. Like let's say you are using Explorer to open it. No, it will not work. So we advise that. So if you click on it and it says please wait and all that, it says those things. We will encourage you to open the document with Adobe Reader. Adobe Reader is the best to use. Okay, so use Adobe Reader to open the document. It will open and you'll be able to edit the document by filling in all your details. Then you save it or validate it. Okay, so when it says that, go back, go to your download, right click on the document, a drop down menu will come, choose open with. So when you select open with, another drop down will come again and it will show you which PDF readers that you have available on your laptop that you can use to open. So we recommend you downloading Adobe Reader. So use that one to open the document and you can be able to access it, fill it, and
Okay, so I think I've shared the form now. I've
good.
used my Adobe Reader to open it and I've shared it. That's what I was doing. That was why I was delaying.
No problem. So when you use Adobe Reader, this is what will come. You fill everything in there, then you click on validate.
Okay,
If you
so
click on
maybe we
validate,
should we should touch on the information on the form just a little bit. So the
so
first one, the asking of UCI number. What do I do there?
so with the UCI number, you don't have UCI number yet, so you just leave it like that. Then
Okay,
the next one is I want service in, so service in a language. So you choose a language, whether French or English, the
yeah,
one you are comfortable with. So if it's English, you choose English. Then move to the personal details. You fill in all your personal details, so your name, your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your sex, age, place of birth, territory, country you are in, citizenship, everything, all those things. Okay, you fill everything in there, your marital status and all that. You fill
so I think
those things.
this is very simple to do. Once you read, you
Yes,
should be able to
it's
fill
very
everything.
simple to do.
Yeah.
Then you move to your education. You fill in your educational background, your most recent one. So if you let's say you are going for a master's degree, you fill in your bachelor's degree in there. All
An
right, because that
education
is the
from.
highest level of that's the highest level of qualification.
Okay. Then the employment information. Then the
Yeah, so the
employment
employment
information.
information you enter all your employment information for the from the past 10 years. So let's say if even if you have been in one role for, let's say you have been administrative assistant for about 10 years now, just put that one, you can put that one there.
Okay.
Okay, so you can put that one there as the only one because that is the job maybe you have been doing for your entire life. If you have been doing multiple jobs, you feel the first three that is like most recent. Okay, you feel the one that is most recent in the employment session. So from the date you started to the date you ended. So the first one, the number one, you see, because that is your current employment, it says from and to the to section. You don't have to fill anything there because it's to date. So you can leave that space blank.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can move to the next session by
Then the yes
answering.
or no. I'm coming. The yes or no questions.
Yes, the yes or no.
If there are two questions here which I want you to touch on, the other ones are very simple. Have you
Okay.
ever remained beyond the validity of your status, attended school without authorization, or work without authorization in Canada? So since it's your first time, you choose no, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit, denied entry or ordered to leave Canada or any other country or territory? If you can explain this.
Yeah. So with this, if you have been refused a visa before, even if it's not Canada, please declare it because they can find out. Let's say if you have been refused a visa to the US, say yes. In the box, it will ask you to explain. If let's say you were refused a US visa, you can say, okay, I was refused.
So I'm taking yes for that,
Yes.
and the
So
box has appeared.
yes, the box will appear and says
And
if
maybe
you answered
say
yes for
I'm
2A,
coming. Since
Yeah.
this is my first time of applying to, there's another question here. Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? I'll say no, right?
Sorry, what did you say?
Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? I'll say no for that portion
Yes.
because it's my first time.
Yes.
But because I've been refused, let's say a US visa or a UK visa or another country's visa, I'll select yes for question 2B, which is have you ever been refused a visa or permit, denied entry or ordered to leave Canada or any other country or territory? So because I've been denied, I'll select yes for this particular question, right?
Yes. Yes.
So then I'll just explain in the box here.
In the box, so let's say I was
I was
refused
denied. Okay, I was refused
refused a US visa under section 214B.
US
Period. That's
visa
fine.
under section 214B. Okay. Okay. And
Yes.
the
So
remaining
that
yes or
should be
no
fine.
are pretty understandable.
Because that section is very important. If you have been refused a visa before, please declare it because there have been multiple times where people actually did not declare that and they found out and they were not truthful in the application by answering the questions that were presented before them. Okay, in that case, they can refuse your visa because you were not truthful. They said, have you been refused a visa to Canada or any other country? But you said no. Meanwhile, you refused a visa to, let's say, the UK or maybe New Zealand. All right. Because myself, I have been refused a visa before. I declared it. It doesn't have impact in your application. If I've been refused, let's say, a US visa for, let's say, B1, B2, or probably F1 visa, it doesn't spoil. Like, just declare it, okay?
Okay.
Declare it and you should be fine.
Okay. Comment. Okay. So the next one. So the signature of the applicant. People are
Yes.
asking.
Mhm.
Mostly, people are wondering if they should print out this document and sign it. So if maybe you can touch on this area.
All right. So with this one, you don't have to print and sign it. You don't need, if you print, sign, and scan it, it becomes invalid. Okay. So you don't have to print and sign. You just have to type, if you're more than 18 years, type your name, your full name there. So let's say I'm called Michael Shealtiel. You type Michael Shealtiel there. Then you enter the date and click on validate.
Okay. So like, where is the validate button?
So when you click on validate and it doesn't work, it
Okay. So
means
this is
some
the
of the
validate
questions.
button. So
Exactly.
let me click on it.
It,
So it says there is an validation error, as you mentioned.
yes, so it will not
So,
work because some of the details you did not fill it well or you did not fill it correctly.
or at
Okay,
all.
or you did not fill it at all. That is why it will tell you that it's error. So if you fill everything right and correctly, it will validate and it will generate a barcode beneath. It will generate a barcode that can be scanned. All right, that they can use a barcode reader to scan and get it.
And
All
I
right.
think with this validation thing, it even refers you to where you have the issues.
Yes.
Once you click on the OK here, it will,
Yes. Once you
you
click
see,
on it,
so you can
yes.
see red, 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 red. We didn't fill any portion. So all these red forms, all these red portions are portions that are compulsory to be filled. So you have to fill all this. But we are not filling it because this is just for demonstration. So as you can see, all the red, red, red are compulsory places which you have to fill. So you just read, fill them, and okay. So I think that's all for that one. So let me come back to our account. Let me just come back to our account. So share screen. Um, okay, so we are back to our account now. So you are
Okay.
done touching on the form IAM 1294, the supporting documents, if you can touch on each of them.
Okay. So with the supporting documents here, evidence of work requirement study or evidence of work requirement in your study. So with this, because we chose yes as our program having a work component. They are requiring us to upload evidence evidence to that effect.
Okay. So
So I think
which is the co-op letter or the
co-op
intention
letter.
or the practicum letter, right?
Yes.
And I think some schools too don't give you a different letter, but once it has been indicated on your letter of admission, you can upload the letter of admission to here as well if they've not given you any separate co-op, internship, or practical letter or practicum letter. So when you click on the arrow, it says what? You must provide a letter or curriculum from your education institution stating that work is a necessary requirement for the completion of your studies. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many megabytes should each of the portions be?
So this is very important. With the megabyte, you have to, every document has to be a maximum of 4 megabytes. So if it does exceed 4 megabytes, it will not upload. You would have to ensure that each document you upload under each section is a maximum of 4 megabytes. Even if it's 401, if it's 4.01, it won't work. It has to be exactly 4 megabytes or less.
Okay. So let's take note of that. Then the next one, it says letter of acceptance or letter of enrollment.
So we
What do we
upload our
upload?
letter of acceptance that we got from the DLI. We upload that one there, and we proceed and upload.
So they're
And
asking for passport. What should we upload there?
we upload our passport. Our passport in there. Our passport. We have to scan the bio data, the place that in shows our personal details. Okay, that has your date of birth and all that. You can also add. You can also make it one document by scanning the place where you've had visa. Let's say you've had visa to Germany, or you've had a visa to US. You
Travel
can
history.
also scan that part and combine that into one document and upload it there with your passport bio data.
Okay, that's the travel history.
Yes.
Okay. Then
And
the provincial or territorial attestation letter, that is the PAL or TAL. What do we upload
yes, so
there?
the power that we had from the school, that was issued to the school, upload it here. If you are if you are going to, or you are going to study in Quebec, or you are coming to study in Quebec, you have to upload your CAQ here. Okay, with the portal, if we had chosen Quebec, you will get two section, one for provincial or territorial attestation letter, and another one for CAQ. In this case, upload both there. Upload your CAQ at the provincial or territorial attestation letter section, and upload the same document at the CAQ section as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you are still watching us, we are live taking you through a practical demonstration of how to apply for your Canadian study permit or your student visa, be it you coming in for a diploma program, a bachelor's program, a master's program, or PhD, and you have your admission letter and have all other documents. These are the steps. If you have missed, don't worry at all. The recorded version will still be on YouTube after this meeting, and you can just follow everything and do it yourself. Please share the link. There are over 70 people watching us now. Remember to hit on the subscription button for us. Invite others to join. And if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section on Facebook, on X, or on YouTube. I'll display it. My co-hosts and guests will respond to your questions, and we'll be sharing the link if we have time, so that you can join us live to also ask your questions. But if we don't have time, please just leave your questions in the comment section, and we'll read it out. Okay. Then the proof of means of financial support. If
Yes, this is
yeah,
where we upload the the letter I spoke about, the letter that shows explaining how you'll be funding your education in Canada. And with that letter, you would have to also insert your bank statement, your business registration document, the document I mentioned under the proof of funds. You have to insert all of that in the letter. You have to insert all of that in the letter, and convert it into one PDF and upload it there, because you don't have any section where you can upload your bank statement, your bank letters, or your employment letters, or maybe your loan letters. There's no section that you can upload there. So with the explanation letter, let's say you type your explanation in Word document, you can you can insert your bank statement and other relevant documents in the Word document where you typed your essay, then convert it into a PDF. If it's more than the 4 megabytes, there are there are PDF compressors around that you can compress it a bit to suit the 4 megabyte, which will be visible and readable. Right. An example is I love PDF. So you can go to Google, type I love PDF, and I love PDF can help you compress the document in to become 4 megabytes and upload it and a proof of means of financial support.
Okay. Then the next one talks about digital photo. If you can touch
So
on
with a
that.
digital photo, you need to upload a picture of yourself, like a passport photo of yourself, uh, at this session. And the passport photo, it has a requirement. So if you click on the question mark icon, the question mark icon on the right side, it will display the requirement of the photo that you have to take. And usually the background has to be white. And with the photo, you can any of the people who take passport photos, you can go to them, tell them, okay, you need a Canadian standard size photo. If they don't know, just click on the question mark button. It will show you the dimension that you are supposed to use, and
So
you give it to.
I've clicked on that
So,
now.
so the dimension is there. So for visitors, we are interested in visitors or work. So the dimension is there, 420 by 450 pixels in a JPEG format, not more than 4 megabytes, blah blah blah. So you give that dimension to the one taking you the passport photo. All right. So you can use white background. White background is fine. Wait, if you are using white background, do not wear a white shirt. Okay, wear a colored shirt, maybe blue, green, whatever color. But it shouldn't be the shirt or the dress you are wearing shouldn't be the same as the background, your background color.
Okay. So let me close that. I do it. Click on. Okay. Then the next one, proof of upfront medical exam. What should we upload
So,
there?
so with this case, because we went to do our upfront medicals with IRCC approved medical center, we will upload the slip that they gave to us. So if let's say we did it at IOM will give us a slip, and we will upload that slip at this session. All right. If we had chosen no that we haven't taken or we haven't done medicals with any IRCC approved medical center, this session will not appear here.
Okay. So you just upload the upfront medicals there, right? The slip they are
Exactly.
giving after the medicals is done.
Exactly.
Okay. Don't worry about the results as we explained. It is not your duty to send the results. The medical center will transmit the results directly to RCC. Your duty is just to upload the document which shows that, oh, you've gone for the medicals. For the results, allow them to handle that process. Then the next one, family information. What do I do here?
So with the family information, this one is also a document you have to download, IMM
Okay.
5645 and fill.
So you click on it, right? It's
Yes, you
opening a
click on
new
it and
tab.
download.
So let me share this tab. Can you see the new tab?
So yeah, the download option has come. The one.
Okay, so let me just download. Okay, so it has downloaded, it has opened in PDF. So let me close this button and share that for us. So share. It's a one-man production, so kindly bear with us, please.
Yeah.
Let me say it's a two-man production since my brother is here today. So it's a two-man production. If you want to support us in any way, you can. Support is allowed. If you want to like come in and support us as well to build this to something greater, our doors are open. You can just shoot us an email or reach out to our DMs and
Yes.
we'll consider the support so that we can continue to do this for everyone.
Even
But
if you are far, you can still support us by uh, sharing the link to your friends and family for them to also learn, because this is uh, educational platform where we teach you everything. So one support you can make is sharing the link for people, for your friends and family to subscribe, like, and watch anytime we post something here. All right.
Okay. Thank you, bro. So I've opened the family information form. If you can touch on it.
Yeah. So with the family information, it asks you uh, some personal details about you and your family. Okay, your nuclear family, and probably your wife or your children. So with the first one, yeah, it's asking you the type of application you are going to do. So it will we are going for a student visa. So we will just have to choose student visa. We click on student or check the student button.
Okay. So let me check that. Student checked.
Yeah. So go to
So
the next
I
one.
think this one too. Yeah, continue, bro.
Yeah, so this one too, it asks you about your personal details about your family. That's your parents, their marital status, and all that. All those things you'd
Okay.
have to
So
fill that. So
and
the first
your
one is
children.
your
Okay.
children. So this one is also easy and straightforward. So you
I
list
think
all
then
those your
brothers and
brothers and
sisters, right?
sisters. Yes, even if you have a stepbrother, you can input that stepbrother's name in there,
Yeah, I think I
their
have to
marital
like
status, whether they are going with you, their occupation. You choose all that.
so it has been stated here that include all brothers and sisters, all have brother and sisters, and all step brothers and step sisters. So let's take note of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
this
this
is a
one to do I have to print and sign when I'm done?
this one to none of any of the documents you don't have to print and sign. With
Okay.
this one, you don't even have to write anything in there. Yeah, you just write the date, just put in the date, and it should be fine. So it says,
So you select the
I
date.
certify that I do not have. Okay, that's I certify I do not have spouse. That's
So
not
if
it.
you don't have a spouse or common law,
Yes,
yeah. Okay. You come and select
yes,
the date here too.
yeah. You select the date in there. You fill select dates in select date, and you
You're
just
only
go.
signing, you're only signing if you certify that blah blah blah. Because at the
Yes,
end of the day, you are going to sign the overall application using your digital footprint, which is your full name or your
yeah.
name as on your passport. So you don't but if you still want to print out and fill using pen like the old school way, it is your decision to make.
It's your decision to make, but I recommend going digital because now everything is electronic, and this one is a protected document that you can fill and upload.
So let me come back to our portal since we are done with the family
Yes,
information.
this one is just simple and easy to fill and upload.
Share screen, checklist. Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
So we move to optional documents. For this section, every document you upload here is optional. It's not required. They don't require it. It's not mandatory. But please and please do.
So I think we can even ignore the first one, the 5257. Let's ignore that.
Yes, we can ignore the 52, 57, but the first one we can ignore that does not have any impact. If you ignore that, it doesn't have impact on you. But the next one, client information, that is where you upload the statement of purpose or the letter of explanation in there. That one do not ignore, even though it is optional document. I would say personally it is a required document because how would the visa officer uh, uh, know whether how would the visa officer understand why you want to pursue the program? Why is it a reasonable expense to make? Is it will you return to your country after school? So that section you would have to upload something there, fill in your upload that document there where you wrote your letter of explanation or your statement of purpose and attached all the necessary documents like your IDs, photos with family members, your university certificate, transcript, and all that. You insert them in the letter of explanation and upload it here, and it shouldn't be more than 4 MB. If it's more than 4 MB, I said you can use I love PDF to compress your document to become 4 megabytes, or even PDF 24 tools is also there to use to compress your document to 4 megabytes. All right. So please do not leave this space blank. Your letter of explanation should be at the client information section, because it's going to help the visa officer understand your case and evaluate your application accordingly. All right. So your letter of explanation with other relevant documents that you inserted in should be uploaded at the client information section.
Okay.
Yes.
So let
Once you upload everything and you scroll down, you see submit. Even if you don't upload everything, you upload the required documents, the ones up there, the submit button will come, because the last two are optional documents. So if you don't upload, still the submit button will come.
so
But then I will encourage you to upload the you upload your letter of explanation at the client information section.
okay. So can you touch on the fees?
So with the fees, study permit and biometrics are two different. The 150 is for your study permit only. That is if you get the visa, if they approve your visa, the stamping, and when you arrive you arrive at the port of entry, the sheet or the paper that they will give to you in, yeah, is your study permit. Is the permit that, or is a legal document that allows you to stay in the country. So that and the stamping of the visa in your passport is that 150 cedis. So and the 85, that is biometric fees, is the fees they charge when you go to VFS Global to go and take your biometric for them to take your biometrics and send to IRCC. Those are the fees you would have to pay. But with this, you don't pay them separately. Once you click on submit, they combine the two to become 235 total price. So you pay all the 235, uh, and once you go to VFS Global, you don't have to pay another fee again. If they're asking you to pay, and if you do not pay, once you pay the exact $235, you don't have to pay any other fee again.
But what if, let's say I've been denied and I'm reapplying? Will I still pay this 235?
So if you have been denied Canadian visa before, which means you have taken your biometrics before, when you are filling the application, because if you have been denied before and you are reapplying, you would have to be answering the questions we answered initially, that what are you coming to do in Canada? How long are you staying? Can you fill all those things? So when you get to the session where it asks you, have you given your biometric in the past 10 years, have you given your biometrics to Canada? You choose yes. When you choose yes, the biometric fee $85 will vanish. So you only have to pay $150. You don't have to pay, you will not be required to pay 235 because you have already taken your biometrics, and you don't have to pay any additional fee for biometrics again. Right.
Okay, so let's take note of that. That's the difference between doing a new application and a reapplication, or if you have been denied and you want to reapply. So, as you mentioned, after you upload all the necessary documents, we have explained how to download, how to fill, how to open, what to upload at each section. Around this area, you will see continue button as he mentioned. Then once you click on continue, you follow the steps. But because we've not uploaded anything, that is why you can't see the continue button here. But once we upload, you see continue here. Then you just follow the steps or instructions to successfully submit your application. You can use your Visa card, your MasterCard to pay, or if you have any family member in Canada and the person is going to pay for you, the person can give you his or a credit card or debit card so that you can use to pay for your application. So, in all, looking at the study permit process, it seems if I'm able to get all my documents, I only need 235 Canadian dollars if I'm doing a new application. Is that right? Shealtiel.
Yes, lie.
Yeah, I'm saying that if let's assume I have all my documents and I'm going through this process, in all the only amount I need is $235. Is that right?
Yes.
So why do people make it look like the whole process is expensive and you will need more money to pursue the study abroad process in Canada?
It is not. It's actually not. It's not expensive. Visa fee is and the study permit and biometric fee is straightforward. The only place where you pay a lot is maybe you would have to pay a lot will be where maybe you are required to pay a tuition deposit. So
Okay.
that is the and that tuition deposit it goes against your tuition. That's why it's called tuition deposit. All right. So it's tuition deposit. So when you come to Canada, they will deduct that money from your total fees that you have to pay. All right. So that is the only place. That is the only place, and the application fee. That is where you pay money. But with the visa fee, you pay $235 straightforward. That is done. Those monies they are all talking about is for themselves. It's for themselves. Sorry, it's not for any visa application. You pay your application fee, get admission, pay your tuition deposit, proceed with the visa. Maybe if you would pay anything, maybe it's for acquiring additional documents. Let's say um, affidavit of support, because when you go to court to do affidavit of support, you would pay a fee. All right, you pay a fee. It's not free. So those are the costs that those are minor costs you incur, and maybe your medical fees. Okay, those are
Okay.
the things you will pay, but it's not expensive to apply to Canada.
Okay.
The way they make it look like.
Okay. Okay. So basically, we have taken you through the processes of applying for a study permit. If you have your letter of admission or your LOA and your provincial attestation letter and all your other documents, this is the process you have to follow to successfully submit your application. Okay, so when I'm done submitting, what next do I have to do when I'm done submitting my study permit application?
So once you are done submitting, you'd have to wait for a decision. That's all. So just sit back
Without
and
going for biometrics, without getting biometrics letter?
no, no, sorry.
Okay,
Sorry. So once you submit your application, after within 24 hours, you receive an email in your application portal that with your biometric request letter. So with the biometric request letter, you once you get that, go to VFS Global website, book for appointment to take your biometrics. So you go to VFS Global with your passport and your biometrics collection letter. Okay. So you go there, give your biometrics. After the biometrics, then you wait for a decision.
okay. And please make sure that when you are filling the forms, your given name and your surname tallies very well, because there have been circumstances where people made mistakes in their names and they went for their biometrics, they were returned. So they had to write to us through web form to correct that error on the biometric letter and give them a new biometrics before they were able to do their biometrics on a later date. So please, the names, ensure that whatever you are entering tallies with what is on your passport, so that when you go for your biometrics at VFS Abelempe, around the Abelempe traffic lights, they are there. That is in Ghana. You don't face any issue of being returned. And as my brother mentioned, if you are booking for the biometrics, you don't need to pay any money because you've paid for it during the application process already. And when you submit your application, when the biometric letter comes, you get an email in your an email message in your email account, and you log in, download the biometric letter. Your information is on it, RCC number is on it, your gender, your date of birth. So you use that information there, as he mentioned, to go to VFS Global website and book an appointment for your biometrics now. And of late, there is no much pressure. So even if you should submit an application, let's say today, you can get a date and go for your biometrics tomorrow or even the following day. So let's take note of that. Okay, so basically, we are done with our submission or presentation. We are giving about 5 or 10 minutes. If you have any question, join us now and ask your question, or leave your questions in the comment section and we'll quickly touch on it. So we are sharing the link on our various platforms. You can use that link to join us and ask your question. So, Shealtiel, the link I gave you, you can share that link as well
Sure.
so that they can use it to join and ask their questions. Let's just give them about 10 minutes. So I'm just trying to share the link. Uh, just trying to share the link so that if you have any question, you join us and ask before we close the session. We are giving you about 10-15 minutes. Just join us and ask questions because we are done with the submission of the presentation. If you have any question, I've shared the link on our various platforms, including the Telegram page and Facebook and YouTube. So just look for the link and let's take it from there. Just look for the link and join us live. Question time. Look for the link and join us live. I'm just about sharing the link once again on YouTube and Facebook. So you can just find that StreamYard link and join us now for your questions. I'm posting it now. Okay, so link shared on YouTube and Facebook, and let me share it on X as well. It's a one-man production, so pardon me with the delay, please. Let me just quit this. Quit. So I've just shared the link on this thing, Twitter, that is X. So I've shared the link on X as well. Wow, we have a lot of people joining using the link. Okay. So I'm going to add each and every one of you one after the other. You join, you don't waste time, you turn on your camera or you unmute yourself and ask your question. So the first person I can see on stage here is Young, then followed by Cantona, then followed by Lord. So Young, I'm bringing you on board now. You join, you turn on your camera, unmute yourself and ask your questions. So Young, you are live on TDN. You can go ahead and ask your question, please. Young, you are live on TDN. You can go ahead and ask your question. I've just shared the link on my pages, X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Look for the StreamYard link and tell us. Yeah, Young, you're welcome to TDN.
Yeah, thank you. I just joined, so I don't have any question for now.
Okay, then I'm taking you off so that I bring the other people on board. Cantona, you're welcome to TDN. It's time for question sessions. So you can go ahead and ask your question if you have any. If not, I would have to give the opportunity to someone else. Cantona. Okay, seems Cantona is not ready. Let me add Lord. Lord, you are live on TDN. You can turn on your camera and unmute yourself and ask your question if you have any.
I don't have any question for now, so I'll just like.
Okay, then I'll be taking you off.
And thanks for joining.
Yeah, so the links are out there. If you don't want to join us too, please just leave your question in the comment section because we should be wrapping up in about 6 minutes time. We know some of you might have some concerns or some clarifications. So we want to take those concerns before we proceed to end the session. So if you have any questions, join us now and ask your question. Okay, so looking at the rate of denial now, do you still think people stand a chance of getting approvals even if they do the right thing?
Yes, people do get approval. Even if you apply and you get refused and you have a legit case, you have all your documents intact, they are legal, they are legit, and the reason for your refusal does not sit well with you, there's an option for you, and you believe like you have a stronger case. There's an option for you where um, you can go for judicial review, even though it's not free. So take note,
Okay,
you
so
would
I
have to
think
pay.
we have somebody here. Let me bring the person. Nana, you're live to TDN. You can unmute your mic and ask your question, please. Nana. Nana, you are live on TDN. You can unmute your mic and ask your question. Hello, Nana. Okay, since Nana is not ready, continue, bro.
Yeah, so you can go for judicial review. Judicial review is not free though. It's paid, but if you believe your application was not your application was refused, uh, and the reason doesn't sit well with you, or it wasn't approved it wasn't approved because you believe that you added all the necessary documents which are legit, you presented a good case, but then they refuse your visa. You can go for a judicial review for them to look at your case again, for a judge to evaluate your case and give and let IRCC review your application again to
Okay.
determine whether you still deserve the visa. And usually, if you win the case, you have a chance of being you have a higher chance of getting approved.
Okay. Emmanuel, you are welcome to TDN. It's time for question. So you can unmute your mic, turn on your camera, and go ahead and ask your question if you have any. Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Okay, since he's also not ready, I'm taking him off. I think we also have to find time and organize a session on how to handle denials. What do you think?
Yeah, denials. Yeah, some people really need that. Like some people have been refused and they don't know what to do next or the way forward or how to proceed. Or others also like want to listen to um, some form of advice that could help them or boost their morale to how do you call it to reapply again. Yeah,
Okay.
so I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Emmanuel, I noticed you unmuted your mic, so maybe you have something to say or a question to ask. You can go ahead, please, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, Nana, Emma and Nana, you are live. Yeah, Nana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, Nana. You're welcome.
Thank you. So I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
I applied for study permits last year and was
Okay.
denied.
Okay.
But now I want a school with lower tuition and probably lower tuition deposit
Okay.
to apply. Last year I applied to Northeastern, so I think the fees was too much and I used Empower loan.
Are you coming for your master's?
Yes.
Okay. So, Shealtiel, over to you. She said she wants a school that the fees are affordable and also no tuition deposit or low tuition deposit for masters. If you
Okay,
can
so
give her some suggestions.
one thing you have to keep in mind is that studying abroad is expensive because you are paying international fees. You are not paying local fees. All right, so you as a citizen of Ghana, if you are studying in Ghana, the fees you are paying will not be the same as someone coming outside of Ghana. All right, so studying abroad is actually expensive. One thing you have to keep in mind. So comparatively, you can get schools that have uh, lower fees and lower tuition deposits. That is uh, comparatively, okay, not
Okay.
that they are low. If they may be low in relative terms. All right. So just keep that in mind. So with the schools with low tuition, like I can mention some for you. It might be
Madam
low
Nana,
for you, but
Madam
maybe
Nana, you can get some notes pen and paper and write them down so that
Yes.
Okay, so let me
They
just
may
put my
they may be low, but they may not be offering your program, or they may be offering your program, but maybe you
so
don't meet
the
the
point
requirements.
is
so
the
I think that one
program.
she has to check that herself. You just give
So
her the
you check
schools
that yourself.
and
I
the
will give
deposits.
you a
Yeah.
school. I'll give you some schools, and you check that yourself. All right.
Okay,
So, as one school is University of Manitoba has low tuition comparatively.
okay.
That's my school.
That's the school
Oh, okay,
lies in University of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. So you can just type MUN, it will just come. Memorial University,
okay,
just type Memorial University to come. It's in
okay,
Newfoundland and Labrador. Okay, they have low tuition. They have low tuition and low tuition deposits. University of
okay,
Manitoba also has low tuition and low tuition deposit. But take note, if you're applying for an MBA to University of Manitoba, yeah, the tuition deposit is not that low. Okay.
I think it's 3,000 for the MBA,
Yes,
right?
it's 30,000 Canadian dollars. So if you
So
apply
I
for
don't want to do, though I'm a business student, but I don't want to do an MBA because I
that's perfectly
realized
fine.
you said.
That's perfectly fine. You don't have to do MBA. It's if it's your decision. I'm a business student as well, but I'm not doing MBA.
So
All right.
I don't know if you can recommend other programs I can do, not necessarily in business, but maybe business related or other programs are when I come, I can equally get a job after school or something. That I wouldn't have to struggle to get a job. That's
So
my problem now.
this is also a question that you can't give a definitive answer. All right. So
Okay.
I can't say if you pursue this program, you will definitely get a job because worldwide, most economies have contracted. So
Okay.
it's somehow hard to get a job. And now competition has set in. People have
Okay.
good credentials, a lot of work experience. Have worked both in Canada or outside Canada or elsewhere. All right. So saying that if you pursue this program, you will get a job, well, I wouldn't say that. But then
Okay.
look at what you are passionate about, okay, and select a program that you can pursue because no program is a damn program. All programs are good programs. It depends on how you present yourself to the job market. Okay, that will refer to the job and the availability of job for such programs. Even if you pursue program A, you can be in another field. All right, you can pursue uh, you can pursue engineering management and you find yourself in, let's say, a restaurant, because I know someone who did engineering and is working in the restaurant. So it depends on you. All right. So
Okay.
being a business student, you can go into different, you can veer into different programs. All right, that
Okay.
you might meet the requirements, such as public administration, public
Mm,
policy, uh, what program, business analytics. Even though it's a business program, you can also do um, economics. But economics, you would have to go through the graduate diploma, okay? Because economics is mathematically or quantitatively heavy. If your mathematics is not good, I wouldn't recommend going for economics.
I
Economics is
don't even want economics. So
Economics has economics at graduate level is a no joke. I am doing
Why
economics and I
you are
told you
studying economics? Why are you advising
it's a
against
no joke.
economics?
It's a no
no,
joke.
I don't.
Yes, a
I
no
guess
going.
I don't want economics.
Yes, if you are not good in mathematics, don't try economics.
Okay.
Don't try
Okay.
economics at all. Yeah, like your
So
calculus algebra. So you can omit economics and go public administration, public policy, supply chain management. Even though it's a business program, business analytics. You can even do. Some people also do
I think
social work.
HR is also the human resource.
Yeah, they are business program. You can also do this. You can do social work. If let's say your specialization at a bachelor's was in HRM and you have worked in maybe social service and all that, or you have worked with NGO before, you can even go into social work. All right, you can do
so
social
my
work.
specialization was in marketing.
So marketing, even with marketing, you can still do social work if you have
Okay.
worked with people a lot. It's about how you present yourself to the admission committee, that even though your bachelor's degree was not in social work, you have accumulated such work experience, done this, and that, and so you meet the requirement for a social work program. Okay,
Okay.
you can do what again?
So with the schools, can I get more aside the University of Manitoba
Yeah,
and Memorial University?
I think you
yeah.
can check Concordia University as well because the tuition deposit is low.
Okay, so Concordia University has relatively, well, they have, their fees are not very cheap and they are not too expensive, so they are in between. But they have
Okay.
low tuition deposit. Their tuition deposit is 250 card. All right, it's 250
Okay.
card. Memorial University, I think, is 300 card, or they're 400. One of them. If they have increased it now, then I don't know. University of Manitoba, most of their master's program, they don't take tuition deposit.
You can
Uh,
also
Okay.
check University of British Columbia.
University of British Columbia also, most of their master's program, they don't take tuition deposit, but their business program is extremely expensive. Their business
Okay.
program is very expensive. I mean, their professional programs, their business programs, and a program like masters in public administration, public policy is expensive there. So don't try it, and don't try
And I think
McGill
you can
University.
also check Western University in
Yes,
London,
but
that's Ontario.
yeah,
Western,
Western University.
Western University.
Western University in Ontario, London. It's in London.
Yes,
Okay.
They also have a very nice MPA program, Master of Public
yes.
Administration.
For
Okay.
for Dalhousie, they have low tuition deposit, but their fees is expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's expensive. So
So
if you are
Nana, I
considering,
think we would have to leave you here because we have others waiting to get their
Okay. Thank you.
questions
Thank
answered
you
too.
so much.
And
I'm
don't
grateful.
forget to subscribe, hit the subscription button on our YouTube channel. That is the Delali Network. Don't forget to
Okay.
subscribe and also share the link with others to join us. This and every Wednesday and Thursday, we have these live sessions to educate people on how to begin their study abroad journey and how to survive when they get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Nana.
Bye.
Right. Kenny, you're welcome to TDN. You can unmute yourself and turn on your camera and ask your question. Or if Joe is ready, Joe, you can also turn on your
Oh,
camera.
Mr. Fly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kenny is ready.
I'll be
Okay.
your boy, Ken. I just dey follow you everywhere.
Oh, okay. Ken,
Have you
Ken.
know me?
Yeah. Sure.
Me everywhere you go, I dey follow you. So
Thank you for the
I
support.
bought 11 by the show.
Thank you for the support. God bless you.
Okay.
Okay. Joe, you can come in now. Joe, if you have a question, you can kindly come in and ask, please. Joe. Okay, so I think that is all because Joe is also not ready.
yeah,
And basically, we've done a lot. We've done a lot today. We've touched practically on how to apply for your study permit. That is for Canada. As we mentioned, there is no interview process required. Everything is done online. The only in-person thing you go and do is your biometrics at VFS Abelink Bay and your medicals at either Akai House or IOM.
IOM.
There's a question here in the comment section. Kwame Asamani is asking, Kweku Asamani is asking, when you apply for your study permit early, let's say for spring 2026, and you apply around August, does it increase your chances of having a positive decision from IRCC based on your experience?
Okay, so with this question, whether you apply early or you apply late, it does not have an impact on your application that you'll be approved. No, whether you apply early or late, your application being approved or getting a positive decision from IRCC depends on your entire application process. Though, so they evaluate your application. They evaluate the entirety of your application. All right. So it doesn't have any influence on your decision. No, you just go ahead, apply as early. We only recommend we only recommend to you that you apply early because of the timelines and the timelines involved, because your application can take as long as 3 months, 6 months, and all that. So if you apply early and let's say you get a decision in 2 months' time, you still fall within time. You can prepare and travel to Canada. But then if you apply late, maybe you apply maybe 3 weeks to your start date, and you hear from them after 2 months, you have done yourself more harm than good, because obviously you will have to defer your admission. Well, let's say if your admission is you cannot be deferred, or if you defer your program, you would have to pay a fee again. It means it will cost you. So why not prepare and apply early, wait for a decision, gather yourself and come.
Okay, let's take note of that. So whether you apply early or you apply late, it has no positive or negative impact on your application. If you be approved, you'll be approved. If you be denied, you will be denied. So Kweku Asumani, take note of that. Yeah, Joe. Joe, you are live on TD and you can unmute yourself and ask your question if you have any.
Thank you very much. So my question is, so when Shealtiel was speaking, he said we should avoid economics. So that my question is, so if we try to avoid economics, how can one become like Baumia if we are to avoid economics?
This voice sounds like someone I know.
Somebody I know.
Tito, continue and answer.
Okay, so you want to become Baumia. So obviously, go for economics. Okay, go for economics. So if you want to become an economist, you can't go and pursue MBA and say you want to be an economist. Sorry. So you go for economics. My only advice for you is if you are coming from a non-economics background, just prepare yourself. Prepare in terms of mathematics, because it has a lot of mathematics. It is like basically mm, uh, 80 to 90% mathematics. The rest, theory is just something small. Okay, and the theory you can go around, read, and you get it. But they use mathematics to explain the theory for you. So the thing that we hear, the law of demand, oh, that things being equal, the higher the demand, they are going to use mathematics to explain to you. So if you're not good in mathematics, those
But,
those
but,
things will.
but since you are studying economics currently, since you can do it, I believe others can also do it. Why are you discouraging them?
I'm not discouraging anybody. I'm saying that if you are coming to do, just prepare. Okay, so in my case, I do you know whether I prepared or not? So probably I prepared before coming, or probably I am good in mathematics. All right, or I'm good with numbers.
Okay.
So just prepare. It's a heads up I'm giving to you. Don't come with let's don't be blinded and come say, okay, I'm going to do it. You just enter the program. You will cry.
Okay.
So Mr. Joe, Mr. Joe in quotes, if you want to be like Baumia, prepare and come.
All right, thank you.
Do you have any other question, Mr. Joe? Or any contributions or additions?
I think that should be all.
Okay, thank you very much. Gode, you are welcome to TDN. You can unmute yourself. And if you want, you can turn on your camera and ask your question, Gode.
Okay, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Gode.
Okay, so I want to ask one question.
Go ahead.
I've
please.
applied for my study permit. I think I applied on June 13th.
Okay.
And I think it's been 2 months now.
Okay.
And I've not heard anything from IRCC. And my program is starting next month. I think 9th of next month.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do now. I don't know whether I should send them a mail or I should just wait. So if maybe you can give me some assistance over here.
Yeah, Shealtiel, you can go ahead and answer him. I'm just displaying the tracker so that we check current processing time for Ghana. You applied from Ghana, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
So
Shealtiel, you can explain whilst I display the processing time.
so whilst you said you've applied 2 months and if you not heard from them,
Yes,
all
please.
you can do is to I know that is not what you are looking for, but you still have to wait, because there's no other way of, trying to speed up the application process. You have to be patient because this application then will teach you how to be patient. All right. But then if
Okay.
your application has exceeded the processing time, so previously it was 11 weeks for Ghana. So if you have exceeded 11 weeks, you can raise a web form about your case. Okay, you tell them yes, this and that. I've submitted my application this. I've exceeded the processing timeline. I want my school start date is this and that. Give an explanation, all right,
Okay.
and maybe hope for a
Okay,
better
so
outcome. Yeah,
so
okay,
the
it's
current
still
processing
11
time
weeks.
is 11 weeks. If you can explain this briefly, the last
So
update
this
was done today, August
so
20th. Yeah, today.
so once your application has exceeded the 11 weeks, and in your case you said 2 months now, which is approximately 8 weeks, so you are still within the processing
The
timeline. You have
range.
not exceeded.
Yeah.
You have to still wait. Okay, you have to still wait. So with this timeline, doesn't mean that at exactly 11 weeks you receive a decision. It can exceed that. It's just an estimated processing time they are giving it to you that you are to expect a decision. But then it doesn't like it's not a guarantee that once it's 11 weeks you get a decision. You can even get a decision before that or even after that. Okay, so
Okay.
all you can do is to be patient. Once you exceed the 11 weeks, you can raise a web form and inform them about your application, blah blah blah, and hope for a better outcome. You can raise a web form and you still not hear from them. So once you raise the web form, just be there and waiting and hope for a better outcome because they are reviewing a lot of application. Okay, and
Okay.
I don't know how or the order that they review application, whether it is first come first serve, whether as and when they receive it, I don't know. But then you have to be patient and wait for them.
Canada
Oh.
study permit application processing time will teach you what we call patience.
Patience, because myself, my application took 3 months.
I think I even submitted my application before you did yours, right? When we're
Yes,
coming. But you
and
got your
yes,
approval before mine came.
yes, I had a decision before yours. So all you can do is to just wait. I know this one
Okay,
has been
great.
okay for, but that's it.
And the process is kind of biased. It doesn't mean like it's not done on first come, first served basis.
No.
It's biased. As I
Okay.
mentioned, I submitted mine before he submitted his. That was in 2023, but he got an approval before I even got my decision. So
Oh,
same
okay.
way, somebody will get a decision in let's say 1 week. Even people get a decision in like 3 days after submitting the application. It all depends on the case processing officer on your file. Some are fast, some are slow because maybe they might be attending to other applications. That officer is not attending to only your application, but is attending to other applications as well.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
why you see this delay. And when you look at the backlogs currently, like it's in millions, there are a lot of backlogs currently. So what I can also advise you to do is that when school is still approaching and you don't hear from them, let your school know that you've not heard from RCC yet, and you be
Yeah.
very grateful if they can defer you to the next available entry because you've still not gotten a decision yet for your application.
Okay, so I got the admission last year,
Okay.
and for last year I got refusal.
Okay.
IRCC refused me, so I sent a mail to the school that I wanted to defer, which they
Okay.
did for me. So
Okay.
this year I was trying to put like getting my bank statement and those things. That's why I got delayed small.
Okay. Which
So
which
this
which
time
one?
around, Memorial University.
Memorial University, I think you are allowed to defer once, but I'm not too sure. So what I'll
Yes,
do,
yes, you're
what I'll
allowed to
advise you
defer
to do.
once.
Okay. Okay. You're allowed to defer once, right?
Yes.
Even you can defer up to a maximum of 1 academic year. After 1 academic year, you would have to reapply again.
Yes, yes.
So but there's no harm in trying. Give it a shot and see. Who knows? They might consider because now a lot of students are not coming in. So they might consider you. So give it a shot. If the time is approaching and you've still not heard from them, give it a shot and see. They might consider and defer. But if they don't consider, what I advise you to do is that applications are currently opened and they'll be closing somewhere November, December, some even January or February or even March, depending on your school and your program. I advise that you plan to also put in a new application in case they refuse to pay you and you don't hear from them. That should be a backup plan for you.
Okay, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
So, Gode, I hope that is all.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm taking you off now. Okay. So there is a question here from Vanessa. Let me just stop sharing my screen first. Remove this. So Vanessa is asking, if I'm going to do a bridging program, how do I convince the visa officer that I'll return to my home country? Mr. Joe, if you are still there, can you take this question for me? Mr. Joe.
I'm sorry, can you come again? Can you repeat the question?
So there's a question on my screen. It's asking, if I am going to do a bridging program, that's from Vanessa, how do I convince the visa officer that I will return to my home country after the program?
What is a bridging program?
Okay, so I think she's not live here. She just sent a question. But the bridging program, for example, when you go to British Columbia, BC, they have some for nurses that you have to start some courses in Ghana. When you complete a particular stage, you now apply for the study permit and come and complete the remaining stage here in Canada. If you want to become those, I think, internationally trained nurse, there's a program like that's been run in BC. I don't know if that is what she's coming for or a different program in the different province. So in that case, she's asking, how will she convince the visa officer that after the bridging program, she will return back to her home country?
Well, when it comes to convincing an officer as to you returning after your program, it's very subjective. You understand? So it all depends. Like it all boils down to your home ties, having a solid home tie. You can give all the explanations that you want. Like I said, it's very subjective. But then right now, looking at the mundus operandi of IRCC now, it's not by promising words. It's about showing evidence that okay, this for this particular reason, this will actually move me to return back to my home country. Talking about one, looking at job prospects back home. So let's say you are a nurse and then you are taking a bridging program here in Canada. Definitely, maybe in a specific field which is more professional, then you need to highlight one or two career opportunities back in Ghana, which is very booming and then very demanding. That for this reason, and then for lack of institutions in Ghana offering such programs, this is a reason why I intend to do further, bridging program, let's say in Canada. And then after I'm done, this program is a sought after program. So once I'm done, there are enormous opportunities back home awaiting me. And then you couple that with evidences that maybe you have significant home ties back in your home country, like family, like we used to do.
I think
Assets.
Vanessa is here, so let me give her the opportunity to ask the question so that we get a clarification for you to continue, please.
Okay.
Vanessa. Vanessa.
Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What
Go ahead.
the bridging program means is normally they do it for international nurses. I am a midwife and I'm applying for this bridging program. So you apply and then you are already a midwife in your home country. You apply and then you go there to do some short course. I think it's just some 8 to 10 months courses. That is a transitional phase. After that, you write their licensure exams and then you practice as a midwife there. And here is the case, we have to convince the visa officer that we will come back to our home country. These bridging courses, I'm sure they are aware that if you go into it, you are not coming back because automatically you are going to join the nurses there. So how do I?
Is it a course in British Columbia?
Yes, they do some in British Columbia. And then Toronto to, I think, Metropolitan something.
Metropolitan University.
Yeah, in Toronto. So I don't know.
So in your submission, you said something about transition. So are you transitioning from a midwife to an RN, or is this a midwife to a midwife?
It's just a midwifery course. You see, I'm already a midwife. So I am going there to be a midwife. But just that they will transition me, the Canadian rules, regulation, they will take me through that process so that I will practice there as a midwife. I
Yes.
don't know if
So
you get.
I get your point 100%. So basically, like me saying I have first degree in mining engineering and I want to do masters in mining engineering, definitely there will be some specifications in the course outline, right? So then
Yeah.
you look at, if you compare an average midwife in Ghana and then
Mhm.
to somebody who has transitioned, that is somebody who has gone through the Canadian system, Canadian education system, you could spot the difference spot on. So then maybe I don't know much about midwives. I don't know what midwives do, to be honest, apart from like helping women who are under labor to deliver. That's the only thing I know, definitely. But then maybe if you have the expertise, that is, if you do the bridging program, definitely it increases your knowledge in this overall midwifery. So when you come back to your home country, maybe it will help you to take senior positions. That is one thing, because all we are looking at is career advancement. So you talk about both your short-term and then long-term career goals. Maybe your short-term career goal is to take leadership position in the midwifery. And then in Ghana, one of the key things that can help you to achieve those targets is to maybe have further education in in foreign countries. Because like you said, when you do the transitioning, definitely you'll be awarded certificate which differentiate you from an average midwife from Ghana. So that can be your starting point that, okay, to be able to take up leadership position. And then you cite example that in Ghana, a typical midwife will practice up to 10 years before they can take leadership position. Like I said, I don't know the mundus operandi of midwives in Ghana. But then when you are like when you get education in Canada, maybe it will cut it from 10 years to 2 years for you. So that is one specific reason. And then talking about returning, well, it has nothing to do with the program that you are doing, though. Like I said, especially if you follow the current trend, like with visa applications, it had nothing to do with the program. It's all about like you having a purpose, and your purpose is like you want to take further studies. The most important thing has to do with what you are showing as evidence, something which actually ties you back to your home country. Like I said, they've gone beyond those sweet words. It's about showing that this is what I have. Because of this, I cannot leave this. I remember previously myself and then maybe Sly and then Mark Brown, we all stated facts like maybe we have landed asset, we have like we have other properties which are fixed asset that you cannot move. We also have like investment that we cannot like forfeit because we are taking up further studies in foreign lands. So because of this among other reasons are one of the key reasons why we'll be returning back home once we are done with our studies. You get it. But then IRCC knows that there's no way you will go back. They know. But then you just have to make it look like you will go back. They know definitely that once you get here, there's no way you are going back. So all you need is a strong home tie. That is all they care about.
Okay. Okay.
Do
Thank you.
do you get the explanation now?
Yeah, I do get the explanation, but my worry was, you see, this British Columbia especially, the course is such that when you complete
Vanessa,
the
Vanessa, hold on.
hello, yes,
I don't want you to even complete this thing. I know a
hmm
couple of people who have come for that program,
okay,
like last year, and
hmm
they got their visas approved. Now, in
okay,
immigration, we have something called, please, we are not registered immigration consultants, but just the
yeah,
reading and the experience. So we are issuing this disclaimer here. In
yeah,
immigration, we have something called the IRPA regulation. That is the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. And one of
hmm
the acts talks about what we call dual intent. That is what I've just projected from one of the respected Canadian lawyers, that's Stephen Murray's his website. And he spoke about dual
hmm
intent. Dual intent is actually allowed. You can come here as a temporary resident, and after school, maybe your plans have changed and you want to transition into a permanent residence or or whatever. So you don't have a problem with that at all. As my brother mentioned, what is very important now is you proving that you have strong or solid home ties back home in Ghana.
Okay.
That's
All right.
what are the pull factors that are going to bring you after you are done with the program. Even though technically we know when you are done, you can go ahead and apply for take your licensure and get a work permit and get a job there. It is allowed. But in the main application that you are doing, what are the pull factors that are going to bring you back home? You
Okay.
have to capture that, explain, and add the necessary evidences to back those pull factors that are going to bring you back home. But you don't have to
All right.
mention in your letter of explanation of study permit that, oh, when I'm done with my program, I'll be applying for the licensing and I'll get a work permit. Yes, we know you do that, but you don't have to let the visa officer know.
Okay. All right.
Is that clear?
Thank you. Yes,
So
please.
before
Thank
you go, I'll also give the opportunity to my brother Joe again to give you some of the things which you can use as strong home ties and evidences you can use to back them. So, Mr. Joe, if you can come in and help him.
It's like you won't do my top. So, like, it's not far from what we've been using. So, basically, like I mentioned earlier on, like landed assets, like you have plot of land, or maybe you are the next in line for family throne or family property like cocoa farm or whatsoever. All you need is documentation just to prove that, yes, this belongs to you. The other thing you can also take advantage of is your Senate contributions. All you need is just your statement. Like if you go to Senate and then you say you want a statement, definitely you can get it. And then family, that is the most important, one of the most, it depends on how, like, you conjure the words around family. For some of us, family is one of the most important reasons why we will be returning back home once we are done with our study. So it depends on how you go about, how you're going to, like, convince the visa officer about it. And then they know that, yes, family is an integral part of everybody's life. So work around family, work around landed asset. And it is not by force that you're supposed to own land. There are so many people who got their visas without showing evidence of owning like fixed properties like land, automobiles, or whatever. But then if you have,
you.
then
Okay.
it is important. The other thing you can also consider, which is on a lighter note, is like your association in the community, or like the type of influence that you have in the community. You can say that maybe you are a youth coordinator for maybe a Sempaneye community, where you advocate for personal hygiene for young ladies or maybe students, and then maybe you take a couple of pictures. You can also take advantage of you saying that, okay, you are an usher in your church, where you take a couple of pictures, maybe serving few drinks to like visitors in the church or church members. Like for us, we won't pay like much importance to this, but then for IRCC, depending on whoever is assessing your application, some of them like give a lot of significance to some of these small stuff. So don't be thinking too big, and then don't be like anxious that where am I getting plots of land, documents to show that I own plots of land or whatsoever. Maybe depending on where you are working, or like what you have in your bank account, you don't necessarily have like enough to prove that, yes, this is what I own. But like I said, take advantage of this petty things, especially family. If you are married, you can talk about the fact that you have your husband, and everybody understands that, yes, you cannot be far away from your husband for extended periods. So definitely once you are done with school, you intend to reunite with your husband, and then that is if you have kids too. So yes, so basically this is what I can tell you, and I know Sly has a lot to offer on this.
I'm just trying to type something and display for her. So you can continue. You can continue, bro. Um,
Oh yeah, that's all I have.
so Vanessa, I don't know if you are still convinced or you need further clarifications.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
So just hold on. I'm trying to display something for you
Okay.
so that you can pick some information from it for your home ties. Employment. Um, let's say traditional session. So I've been able to type some few things in the comment section. I'll display them. You can talk about your pet. You can talk about your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or if you are married, that is your husband, your kids. You can talk about your nuclear and your extended family. You can talk about the activities you do in church, if you're a Muslim, mosques, community activities you engage in, maybe cleanups. You lead a club back home for kids or for girls. If you have a business, your business registration, you explain and add the evidence. If you are employed, your employment letter, your pay stubs, promotion letters as evidence, which requires you that you have to come back after the program. Then if you are from, let's say, a royal family, maybe you are next in line to become a queen mother in a few years. And with our Ghanaian tradition, we value this our Ghanaian like tradition and values. So you can't afford to stay in Canada after you're done with the program. After you're done, you go back home. And when the time is due, you can be installed as a queen mother or whatever. So these are some few things you can use and many more. It's not only limited to this. So I don't know if this has helped you.
Yes, yes.
And you don't just have to write about them, but you also have to add the necessary evidences. Where you need to get pictures, you get pictures. Where you need to get documents, you get documents to back them.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Vanessa. Well, we planned of doing about 15 minutes, but we've done more than 35 minutes now. Okay, so I think looking at where we've gotten to, there is nobody waiting currently backstage, and there is no question as well in the comment section. So I'll take the closing remarks from my two guests because I have two guests now, Mr. Joe and Shealtiel. And please, next week we'll be bringing you a session on how to do master's application for Canada or US. We'll pick some of the schools in some of these countries and we'll create an account, we'll fill everything, we'll guide you on how to do the application. So same time, 7 p.m. GMT next week. And tomorrow, I'm supposed to have a session, but something came up. I have to attend to other things as well. So I'm canceling tomorrow's session. But next week, Wednesday, Thursday, we have a session. Same time. So Shealtiel, your closing remarks, over to you.
All right. So as usual, don't give up on your study abroad dreams. It is still valid. If you have a dream of pursuing your master's, your undergrad, diploma, PhD in Canada, US, or Europe, still work around it. It is possible, even though there are high denial rates, but still people are getting approved. Do put in the good work and add your object of worship, and it will go in your favor. Like I usually say, hard work and perseverance are the vital ingredients to success in every sphere of human endeavor.
Okay, thank you, Shealtiel. Mr. Joe, over to you. Your final. Oh, someone has entered the studio. I don't know if he has a question. Okay, let me just try and add him and see if we can take that question before we go. Hi, Sam. You're welcome live to TDN. Do you have any question? Okay, he's off. Mr. Joe, your closing remarks before I wrap up the session.
Well, I would say whatever we are doing, somebody did it before us, and then somebody did it before them. So don't try to be too perfect with this whole application thing, and don't worry much. Like there are a lot of tons of resources available that, like, you can take advantage of, and always seek help when required. Like I said, you don't have to stress much, and then because there's no KPI on a good application. Sometimes it works by favor, maybe just your name, maybe just your school, like how the US visa interview works. So there's nothing like this is a perfect application or whatsoever. We've seen people like you could tell that yes, this is a perfect application, but then still they got denied. And then you see some people's application and then you realize that this application will not make it and then they get it. So there's no right or there's no wrong application. The most important thing is to make the effort, seek the necessary help, and then request for the right information. Also, I know of late the denials are increasing with time. But then the most important thing is that Canada will still be there for us. It will still be there for everybody. So all you have to do is don't give up. have the hope, have the faith, and then try your best. If it doesn't work for you for the first time, it doesn't mean that is the end of the world. You have to keep trying, and then continue trying. Quitting is not an option. That is if you are determined. And then I know with God's grace, it shall manifest, and then it will be a win-win for everybody. So that's all I will have to say.
Thank you very much, my two wonderful guests. I really appreciate the time that you've spent in joining us and making this discussion a success. I'll be calling on you hopefully next week, Wednesday, for same discussion on a different topic. Please try your best and make yourself available. And please, to the over 100 people watching us now, we have come to the end of our session. But before you leave, I'll humbly plead that go to YouTube, type the Delali Network, and hit on that subscription button. Aside this video recording, we have a whole lot of videos as well for you to begin your study abroad journey, be it in Germany, be it US, Canada, Hong Kong, China, or wherever. We are going to bring you a lot of discussions. So hit the subscription button, follow our pages on X, that is Twitter, and also on Facebook. And also try your best to share our content to everyone watching us out there and people who also want to study abroad. So see you next time. We are signing out. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.